us. And
And now she's gone. All right. Well, welcome back to the second game of Return to Waterdeep with the Waterdabians. Last time, all of you had gathered at the first day of Fleet's Wake. The opening ceremonies was depositing a large sum of coin into the Bitch Queen's cache.
Bitch Queen!
As you all did your own morning routines to enjoy the festival or prepare for the day, eventually you all came to watching the ceremony, and amidst the middle of the ceremony, it was overtaken by a character known merely as the Citizen. As they gave this elongated spiel, speaking upon the mistrusts of the Hidden Lords and acting upon more in a vengeful and aggressive manner for them to reveal themselves. They had a Hidden Lord who was one of the persons holding events, Hold, come forth and accept his penance. As he did so, he transformed into a decrepit carrion beast who, as he existed, seemed to be nothing but a plague bearer. Through the efforts of all of you and the mighty axe of Rowan, you were able to smite and destroy the beast, but not, unfortunately, without mass casualty. You then went around speaking to persons, delivering your important news to those you needed to, from the Blackstaff to the Open Lord herself, upon a possible greater plot that is being hosted by Jarlaxle. You have had preparations made to have a ship ready for you on the dawn of the second day, or on the dawn of the third day, 2 days away. Now one. And in the meantime, you've all been discussing of what you can try and do, whether it be researching, trying to find information, or doing anything before you head on a boat to head north to Neverwinter to speak to Dagult Neverember and see what he knows about the staff that Jarlaxle possesses. We start our game and pick up our game on the night of the first day in Troll Skull Manor.
Troll Skull Manor House and Entertainment Complex.
Troll Skull Co. Limited. Of course, all you're on this map, so you have vision.
I thought it was... Didn't everyone go to bed?
Did we?
Yeah. You should be able to...
Yeah, everybody's gone to bed.
It should be morning time now, right?
Nope, this is when we get murdered in our sleep. by
Everyone's gone to bed.
by
We just haven't
Jarlaxle
finished
and
that
Jarlaxle
process
and
yet.
also Jarlaxle.
No, all of Troll Skull Manor is just a giant mimic. Or didn't you know?
So what I wanted to start off with is we know Ori returned to her home. We know Rowan returned back to the barracks.
Yeah.
Within the three of you who have decided to stay the night at Troll Skull Manor, of course, I've went ahead and put all of you into bedrooms, the rooms that I thought that you would probably possess of your own. Of course, yours, Calvin's the one that goes up to the turret's peak in your rookery. The closest one to you hosting Sangfroid, and then the one right below Sangfroid hosting Grit.
Are we supposed to see a map?
Do you not see a map?
I see
No.
a
I see a black square.
Black
Mm.
screen. Black
So let's just do that and save settings.
Oh, now I can see things.
All right, you should be able to see everything.
Yeah.
It's our old stomping grounds.
I
We're
remember.
gonna come up with a new name for our group.
I mean, yeah, but
Wait, what?
we haven't yet.
We need a new name. Remember we were Troll and Co. last time?
Yeah, well, one of
This
those
time-
members isn't present because he's decided to just work a normal job for a living, and the other member is dead. So we're definitely not that anymore.
No.
I mean, how many people do you really need to have a party?
It really depends on who owned the rights to the logo and name. What all the
Probably
licensing
Calvin.
was.
Calvin probably did.
All right.
I think pretty much anything that we don't have an answer to, we just default to. I think Calvin took care of it.
Is this book somebody?
That book is me.
That's Sangfroid.
That's your image?
Uh-huh.
You gotta get yourself a better image there.
All right.
Am I
That's
getting
literally
image shade?
So, either way, the late sun has set over Waterdeep. You've all found rest within Troll Skull Manor from your day of trying to find information upon certain sources, of spending your time with the birds, or just laying low. I would like to know how you, now as the evening is beginning to set and growing late, if there's anything you were looking to do when night begins to truly set in that twilight hour before fully sleeping and the time that you last ate. So Sangfroid, Calvin, Grit, is there anything additional you'd like to do during this time? Assuming that this is going based on all your other requests that you and I have spoke of, whether in-game or out-game, have been completed.
I think I'm going to focus on reading up on Daggold off of books that I have in the house.
Okay,
Just
so
brushing up.
you just want to just read on Daggold. Do you have any, in that regard? Do you have any questions for me about Daggold?
Nothing necessarily. I guess I can just kind of trying to get a feel for like known likes, dislikes, temperament. Trying to glean what I can so that when I meet the man, I can try to manipulate him as best as possible.
Okay. Likes, dislikes. I mean, the biggest thing that's really noted about him is that he's a capitalist mogul. He's been a big proponent of free market and opening up trade as wildly and freely as possible, and to not have anything inhibit what the market should or could be able to do. His biggest distrust and dislike is probably Waterdeep over the past almost decade now. As relations, of course, have been tense. Trade has existed and flourished perfectly fine, but certain services and certain other aspects have come at a harder price. But it has not led him to be petty. He does not let all his hatred for his distrust or hatred for lords and merchants of Waterdeep result in him in costing Neverwinter any business. But it does mean that some of the absolute necessities that come out of Neverwinter, such as certain material that is more known to their coastal mountain and to their region, are priced a little more than they would be, say, for Baldur's Gate, Chult, or Luskan. Which is something that majority of those in Waterdeep have kind of had to just eat, though bitterly.
Now, during our pre-game talks before the campaign started, you mentioned Waterdeep owes him a debt.
He claims that Waterdeep owes him a great debt. Yes.
How much was that?
280,000 gold. He was claiming he initially requested 420,000 gold, but has come down on the price since, stating that he is now merely trying to recuperate loss and break even, rather, and is willing to eat some of the other costs that came in waiting and whatnot. Yeah. All right. Sangfroid, how about you?
That's a good question. I think since I have stuff for tomorrow, but since it's just about tonight, I think I would just take. Um, hmm. I'm going to take 10 minutes, and I would like to cast Scrying on our moon-eyed friend.
Yeah. Please attempt. Let's see. It's gonna be a saving throw, right?
Yeah, and I'm just
Let's
casting it
see.
at 5th level.
At 5th level. What's the DC?
It is 1 second.
Wisdom, I believe.
18, and it is.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save.
Yeah.
I knew it was me. It wasn't sure. I just wanted to know what your DC was. So.
Yeah, 18. Because it's 8 plus proficiency plus modifier, right?
Let's see, and you know their likeness, and you have roughly met them firsthand.
Yes.
All right.
I am not familiar by any means.
All right. So as you take a deep breath in, a flash of fire just appears in your mind before you, and as you erupt through it, your mind skyrocketing forward into the weave, traveling like through power cords throughout all of Waterdeep. You then into a singular room, a single candle lit, a bottle of port on the table. The gentleman in question sitting there, sipping it out of a tankard. You see him just kind of with a small smirk, and he's just twirling the handle of it, spinning it a little bit round and round. You see his eyes kind of glint up and looks directly into the censer, and he winks at it.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
And then you'll hear from behind him, "Shall we go soon?" And you see him just looking at the censer. "Why, yes. We'll go quite soon." You see he's poured his wine. Take a sip. "Sweet dreams." And then your censer will drop as you back in to from erupting from the furnace of where you started and back into your own mind.
Fuck. Okay. I'm going to exit my room and try and locate either Grit or Calvin, whichever one I am able to discover first, because I don't know if I know specifically where either of them are at the moment.
You would have been specified of which room was Calvin's and which room Grit would be staying in. As you go and knock on Calvin's door, for some reason he just doesn't answer right now, and you find yourself having to move downstairs and knocking upon Grit's door.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Who do you think it is? It's me.
I will peep through the door hole, or like the keyhole in the door, and then I'll let you in. What is it?
So, I can't be certain, but I think we are very potentially about to have some company. So I'd like you and appreciate if you step close to me.
Hmm.
I think our friend might be paying a visit to this particular manor.
I don't have any friends. What are you talking about?
The gentleman that I have been running from this whole time that I hired you to protect me from.
Ah, all right. Then I will make
But
preparation.
thank you for pointing out that I don't have friends. That's good to know. Thank you for that.
Then I'll make preparations, and I will begin running around. I had an idea for like a trap, not like a trap, but like an alert system. I'm gonna use a stick, some string, and a couple seashells, and stuff it in the underneath the windowsill. So if the windows open, they fall out and make a clattering sound.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're gonna like stick the stick in it, and it holds it, so when it opens up, the stick falls and they go scattering
Yeah.
and clattering. Gotcha. Okay, that is simple enough. For the sake of a roll, because it's D&D, and what's D&D without having pointless rolls? I would like for you to make a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Big money, big money, big money.
That's a 14.
14. So after one or two tries of accidentally dropping the stick while holding it yourself, just like because you're like, okay, I got the window open, I got the stick, and you like tilt it back and the bag falls off. You're like, oh damn it, and you're like trying to tie it better to the stick. You eventually get it, of course. It only takes about one or two tries.
And then while he's doing that, I'm gonna go try and on Miss Lord Waterson's door a second time and see if he's more amenable to the.
I answered the door. Did I miss an earlier knock attempt?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because
it's all good. You,
sorry, guys.
I apologize. I'm sure you were your mind was preoccupied with your light reading, but you might have some unpleasant company coming your way very soon.
Very well. Thank you for letting me know. Any idea about numbers?
I could only say potentially two people, but it could be more. It was hard to say, but definitely our shiny-eyed friend is amongst them, and he's a right piece of work. That one.
Calvin's going to glance at his clock. What time of night is it? Still fairly early, yes.
Yes, it is still. Well, as it is summer and the sun sets late, it is almost 9.
Okay.
Just a few till.
And it's
quarter till.
the first day, right?
Yes, we are still on day 1, the day that never ends.
Which is the first day of the week, so it's not. No, but it's also big time festival time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The initial parties and celebrations have begun tonight, though majority of those you'll find on the dock ward, with it being the first night. Many of their taverns host the initial.
I will ring the bell and pass the word that trouble's expected, which probably not the first time.
All right. So you alert your staff to keep keen eye and to be aware of what may come. Do you send out any ravens?
Yeah, I'll send out one just to the local guard to alert of a possible excursion, and
Perhaps sending one to the barracks and one to Lord Amastacia's residences.
yeah,
Come back.
those are fair points. Sorry, I'm still thinking about my how best to utilize said birds, and then just one to whatever Harper troubleshooters I keep on call in the vicinity.
Gotcha.
I hate to trouble more people with it, but probably better safe than sorry.
What can you tell me about this friend of yours?
He is a dangerous man. I can't pretend to know him very well, but he is been following me up and down the Sword Coast for some time now, and he always manages to find me and catch up with me. So he certainly knows his way around, and he's very good at spotting me, no matter where I go or what I'm doing or what I wear.
Have you fought him yet?
Fought is it's a loaded term. He hit me. I jumped off a ship. It's fought would be a strong word, but I have
So,
I
you
have
know,
violently interacted with him on one occasion. Yes.
don't know any of his particular strengths or weaknesses that you might take advantage of.
He's very good at spotting things. So I don't think you can try to sneak your way out of things too much. He has very good eyesight. Very good at spotting things that aren't there or might appear differently. That seems to be the only thing that I understand about this one.
All right. Do you need any arms or equipment?
No, I am pretty well set, and as you saw earlier, I am have a proclivity for the magical arts, so I'm okay on the scrap.
I step over to my desk, open a drawer, pull out my pistols, stick them in my belt. Adjust my sword.
Firearms. Those are becoming quite popular.
When I entered the door, I would have. When I had entered the door, I would have been dressed in studded leather, and I speak a word in Draconic, and it shifts into just evening wear. The whole thing looking very ramshackled, like I've just woken up.
He's a nice
I haven't decided yet on the specific trigger word in Draconic yet. Let's try to come up with that before next time I use it.
Not a worry, not a worry.
And then I assume there are maybe not quite the festivities that are happening elsewhere in the city, but there are an active group of patrons using the main floor of this tavern currently.
Yes, it's quite a busy night for Troll Skull Manor. Every room is filled. The bar is expected to stay active and lively throughout the majority of the night.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I do not know what you want to do with your patrons. I don't want you to lose business, but I don't want you to lose patrons either.
We have evacuation plans.
Fair enough.
If needed.
In the meantime, I believe I am ultimately their target of their aggression, not your patrons. So if you can point me to the best location to stay as far away from them as possible, perhaps they will just ignore them entirely and seek me out instead.
Certainly. I'll basically lead them into just one of the rooms we have here on the middle floor with fairly easy. It's actually fairly easy to access. Something basically where they have a window and then a straight door to the door, where I basically just have them set up right there, so that, in fact, better. I set it up so he has a mirror that reflects his image, where he can be seen from like a window.
Mm-hmm.
But he's out of line of sight for like snipers, bow snipers such as they are.
Gotcha.
And that way, there's a beta trap that if they want to come in and try to make an attempt, we know exactly which way they're going to be coming in.
Now that I know this location, I'm going to run back to my room real quick and grab my big rucksack from under my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And bring it back to that room and kind of just scatter it on the floor, and you'll see, and I'll pick them up and place them leaning up against the wall, 10 short swords, all just lined up behind me, leaning up against the wall.
Okay. You have your short swords. You get them all pulled out. They're stacked neatly, equally spaced upon the wall. Calvin, with this, you see this kind of display of him pulling out all this weaponry as if to arm a small militia, just neatly put up in a manner of quick and easy grabbing.
Approximately the same number as swords as I saw flying crates earlier.
Technically more, because crates are much larger. So there were 4 crates before, and there are 10 swords.
I think you can make some assumptions on the tactics here.
Sure, yeah. And then I'll, don my shield and weapon and just put my back against the wall, facing whatever window is there, and just kind of keep a listen out and an eye out for anything that seems unusual beyond the sounds of merriment going on downstairs.
All right, which room are you in?
I was thinking this one.
Okay, keep in mind, everything that looks like that is a window.
Yeah.
Well, you said you wanted me to be kind of visible, right?
Yeah, I guess we could go upstairs and go.
Ava,
Hold
come cuddle with me.
on.
Get a doggo on the camera.
Ava, come here.
Increase our viewership even more.
Yes.
Come here. Come say
No.
hello.
Doggos and doggos.
Come here.
No, nothing
Aw.
increases viewership like a
He
husky.
came to me and then just laid down on the floor, so
Listen here.
she's not getting in camera.
Orange.
He's coming your way.
I guess we can go here to the third floor where there's only the one window, and we can secure that door.
The door, which door? The one that's to the stairs?
Yep.
The outdoor one?
Yep.
Sure.
I have to assume I've invested heavily in warding up.
I hear in the peripheral of your camera.
I see ears. Yep. Double doggos.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
You would do it earlier, but you wouldn't do it now. That's fine. Ava, come here. Want to come up? Come on, right here. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Come on, up. Nope.
She's not feeling it today.
Nope, she's not. She just laid down.
She's not ready for her close-up.
Nah, that's fine.
But yeah, so we're gonna hole up in that room right there, Bo, and we're gonna put some whatever easily moved furniture was in that room to kind of bar the door, so the window is kind of the main entry point.
Gotcha. Okay.
The door to the outside, not the door to the rest of the building.
Not a worry there.
And defensively speaking, if they're coming to either of those, it's basically the same area. It's not.
Yeah.
All right. So you bar up. Please place yourself in the room where you would like to stand.
We are.
And yeah, so the night begins as you all have left a window open for visibility. The door is blocked up, and your long night begins. Is anyone watching through the window to see what they can notice?
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Off and on, I'll do a visual check and may even, go wander. Like, I won't necessarily be there the entire time. I, go check on things downstairs and come back up and.
Yeah.
I would be peeking out occasionally.
Yeah, and I'm just kind of pacing the room, so every time I pass by the window, I'd be looking out.
All right.
And then after like a few hours, Kelvin would actually just take a nap. Just, feet up on a, something he probably should put his feet up on, lounge in a chair, couple of knives like in his, just right where his hands are resting.
This is a fireplace, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
It is.
It probably has a fire in it.
Okay.
If not, it will. which makes the room quite warm. The summer heat already pouring on through every seeping and every hole and nook that it can find its way in. You look out as this looks towards the back into Troll Skull Alley. The first thing that catches your glance as you look out this window is going to be the greenhouse of Fala Lothalier that glows like a beacon of moonlight atop this now almost 4-story home. The greenhouse, almost conservatory, is a 2-story glass structure built on top of a very simple home. The floral arrangements and flowers there glow from the moonlight as they're just cacophony of colors and vibrancy really shone through. People are out in the streets, mucking about, drinking, dancing, celebrating, taking in the first night of Sleep's Wake in its full, intoxicating form. And hours pass. 1 and 2. Things remain quiet. Nothing really catches your eye out of the ordinary. Few persons walking about outside. The noise of merriment. The early night turning into later. Another hour or two pass. Another hour and 2 pass. Midnight has crossed. The next day has begun. All of you are now holding on to those strands of your just consciousness as you've been up for so long. If I can get everyone here to make a Constitution saving throw.
Kelvin would have already been taking his power nap.
While in the room with everyone?
Yep.
Okay.
Just propped up in a comfortable chair. Ready
Then you may make the roll with advantage.
Constitution. Oh, it's I got a 15.
18.
I rolled decently, but it's a 14.
It happens.
I'm not used to having to be afraid of saves again.
Fair enough.
Not that one, anyway.
All right. So, what'd you get, Calvin?
14.
All right, 14. Sangfroid
18.
and Grit.
15.
All right, Calvin, as your eyes begin to flutter a little bit, even after your power nap, just feeling the late hours.
Let me rephrase. He's not waking up for the power nap unless somebody comes through a window. Or somebody
Okay.
asks him to stay up.
You are asleep.
I am asleep. Ready to...
Gotcha.
It is intentionally a kind of a light sleep, but, sometimes that doesn't work out. So if we want that con save to be do I succeed at that light sleep that you can snap out of real fast or not, that'd be fine.
He basically said, wake me up if you're dying.
Yeah, it's like make sure there's something that goes smash when they come into the window so that I can throw daggers at them.
Gotcha. All right. And what would you get? And if you can remind me, Sangfroid, what was your perception check as you're watching out this into this long night?
Perception?
Mm-hmm.
Perception is a...
Since you were
20.
actively watching.
20.
All right. Let's see. The night continues, dragging onward. The city, it begins to quiet. And then you think you saw a little glimmer. But in second thought, it was probably just the greenhouse coming from across the way. You take a deep breath as the night keeps drawing on. Grit, will you make a perception check for me?
Yep. It's gonna be a 10.
A 10.
Poo poo.
You stretch. The night's been going on for so long. Oh, it's dreary and it's long. You look out the window, seeing the few drunkards just stumbling by, those who have just enjoyed the night and the merriment to its fullest. You don't even notice that right behind Sangfroid, a purple void begins to form. Sangfroid, you'll hear come in from behind you as you'll see two entities standing there. Coming through a dimension door.
That is inconvenient.
Oh, magic's a thing, right? Who needs doors?
So, suddenly appearing from behind you, you'll notice a man in black and purple robes, his eyes of a deep velvet color, his head shaved, all of his skin complexion dark and gray, drow for sure, and on the center of his entire nude scalp is going to be the tattoo of a spider. You'll see his hands just focused as he did the dimension door. The other person there will come up and he'll try to run you through with a sword. What is your AC?
My AC is 1 moment. 22.
Whew.
Jesus, what did you build?
Yeah, who's behind me?
It's okay. It's Drill Axle.
It's a tanky bard.
Magic items are fun, man.
So as he goes to stab at you, even with you caught off guard, you're able to use your shield and bat the attack away. And as he comes back again, you kind of turn into skids across your armor. With that, if I can have everyone roll for initiative.
Hey, Bo, do I roll for initiative?
In your heart.
Oh, shit.
In your heart.
Steven, I want to thank you again for these dice. They're rolling very well tonight.
That's good. Glad you're enjoying them.
Oh, yeah.
I'll trade you. I haven't rolled above. I have not rolled above an 8 tonight.
I haven't gotten new dice for this character yet, so I was like, oh,
Initiative's not a skill check,
working
right?
out well.
No, you cannot get a 9, Carl.
It'd be
Initiative is not a
10.
skill check, no.
Or 10, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, who got a 20 or better?
In my heart, I did.
I believe it.
In my heart, I got a nat
All right.
20.
Who got a 16 to 20? What'd you get?
16.
All right, who got a 10 to 15?
I got an 11.
I got a 12.
All right, so our turn is going to begin with the robed man.
Oh,
Of course it will.
poopy man.
All right, as you see, what he'll raise his hand. When he raises it in the air, he'll bring up the other. He'll lattice the fingers. As he brings it down, he'll kind of spread them wide. And as he does, the entire bottom flooring of the room and creeping up the walls will be a thick, sticky webbing. As it encompasses everyone within the room.
Oh no.
It just encases everything.
There's no save or anything.
There is no save. No.
Okay.
There is a save to break, but there's no save to dodge.
Got it.
Let's see.
But that's something that hampers movement, right?
It hampers movement, and everyone in the room is considered restrained except for him.
Restrained meaning we can't move.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you make the saving throw at the start of your turn rather than the end of your turn, so it's a little different that way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't move, but we can still do things.
Yes, if they don't require moving from your square.
Yes. So with that, that'll move it to Sangfroid. You may make a dexterity saving throw to resist being restrained by the webbing.
12.
That will fail.
No worries.
The webbing binds and binds you. The only action that you can take is a strength check, I believe in athletics, let me double check, to break the webbing.
Oh, are we grappled? So
You are the webbing restrains you. Yes.
Your creature's speed becomes 0, and it can't benefit from any bonuses to its speed. Other than that, attackers get advantage.
Restrained does a lot. So I'll read restrained real quick. Because grappling reduces your speed to 0. Restrained is creature becomes 0, can't benefit. You have creatures have advantage. You have and creatures' attack rolls have disadvantage. Your attack rolls have disadvantage, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Sure, but if I cast a spell,
you still can do so.
Yes, and if my spell animates objects, they are not at disadvantage because they are not me, right?
Well, here's the thing. The webbing covered the entirety of the floor. I would state that for each one, you'd have to roll to see if they escape the webbing.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get that.
There may be other objects in the room that you can manipulate. They're just not as aggressive.
Yeah.
Plenty of books, I can guarantee you that. And probably other things that are on higher things like candelabras, other miscellaneous objects upon tables. Because as this mainly has covered the ground, it's only gone about a foot or two up the walls.
Okay. Well, since they look like they're kind of tied up at the moment, I don't want to roll for 10 different things personally, and as my whole action. So for my bonus action, I will hold my arm out to the side, to the right of me, and there in the glowing light will form a giant sword, much like the ones that I just had laid up along the wall, and I will cast Spiritual Weapon with my bonus action.
All right, Spiritual Weapon. What do you would like to summon a weapon of?
A giant sword, just like
a giant sword,
just like the ones that I had set up against the wall.
All right.
So an oversized gladius.
Yeah, basically.
All right, I'm going to give you control real quick, Sangfroid. You have control. You may move the sword.
So I'm going to put it to the right of me here. And the silver-eyed guy is the one right in front of me. The other one is his, like, henchman.
Neither have silver eyes. The one in front of you has deep purple eyes.
Sorry, I misunderstood. Purple eyes. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attack the guy that's right in front of me because he's the most threatening to me at the moment with it.
All right, please go ahead and make your swing.
That's a lot. That is a 28 to hit.
28 will hit. Roll your damage. Grit, you're on deck, by the way.
I have a question. Should I send it to you in the Facebook chat?
Oh, in Facebook chat?
I haven't sent it. I was asking if I should.
You can if you like, if you don't want to say it aloud.
For the record, just so you're aware, I had already spent all of my second level spells earlier last campaign, so this was cast at a third level. Just
okay.
Just to make that.
That's perfectly fine.
Clear. So that's 2d8. So that is 15 magic or force damage. 15 force damage.
All right. So your blade comes. You have your blade appear in the air that comes to me now, and it gets a deep cut into his shoulder, cutting into his robes, exposing his just white or his gray skin beneath.
And as he's reeling from that, I'm going to use my action to take my my warhammer to my side and try and pop him across the face with it.
Well, that's loud.
Sorry, I'll turn that down. That's gonna miss. That's a 12 to hit.
A 12 to hit. That'll miss.
Yeah, I had a feeling so. And that will complete my turn because I cannot move.
All right. So with that, Grit, you are up, and Calvin, you're on deck.
All right. So dexterity saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. Ooh. Advantage. Well, does a 19 work?
Yes, a 19 will pass.
All right. So I can move now.
Yes, you are on difficult terrain as long as you're on the ground, but you are not restrained.
Okay. And difficult terrain is 10 foot per square, right?
Yep.
Okay. So my walking speed is 55 feet.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I'll move.
Wherever the fuck you want.
And I'm gonna punch this guy in his kneecap, I guess, because that's probably all I can.
All right, you're gonna kneecap this guy.
Sweep the leg, Grit. Sweep the leg.
I mean, it's a good spot to punch. You can reach it easily.
He is a tall, lanky individual, probably standing somewhere close to 6'7".
Oh, he's tall. Okay. And with pack tactics, I have advantage, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that didn't help, but it was a 12 plus 9, a 21.
That'll hit. That'll hit. Roll your damage.
Yeah, that's a D8. And I'm going to use Stunning Strike on this.
All right, so con save, right?
It is, but I can never find it on this sheet. Where did they put it? Not an action. Other. There it is. Yeah, con save DC 16.
Let's see. He will get a 23 to pass.
Darn.
Alright. So second attack. All right. Glad I have advantage. 17, 26 to hit on the second attack.
Yeah, that'll hit. Roll your damage.
Ooh, max damage. That's 12 damage.
All right.
And I'm going to spend 1 key point
Mhm.
to use Flurry of Blows. So for my bonus action, I can make 2 unarmed strikes.
All right, roll them both. Let's see what you do. And then Calvin, be ready.
A 17 for the first one.
Mhm.
And a 27 for the second one.
Those will both hit.
So that's 10 damage. And that is 5 damage.
All right, another 15 in.
Yes.
All right, so great. You're able to walk through this, and as you quickly guide through your way through the webbing, as if it doesn't bother you, walk over, and just a series of just punches, just and get in a quick 35 points of damage. Calvin, you're up.
Dex save, right?
Yes, it is a dexterity saving throw.
gods say no.
Uh-oh.
That was a natural 1.
Oh.
Oh, yes, you will be indeed restrained.
All right. All right. That's too bad. Oh well. I will go ahead and draw my pistol and attempt to fire at the injured drow and hope it goes okay.
All right, as you pull your pistol out and you pull against the constraints of the webbing that kind of pulls your arm back from lifting it, you can take your shot at disadvantage.
Shit. 11.
An 11 will miss.
Deflects off my shield. Ah.
The shot,
But
the
the
loud.
shot does echo,
Yes.
thus effectively alerting my
Yes. The shot ricochets out. The loud gets.
tavern that said trouble has arrived.
Yes, and you can also
If-
hear it like into the wood, splintering of wood goes out. Then it's a much quieter hour. So yes, it echoes and rings throughout the night. All right, are you doing anything else for your turn with your bonus action? Calvin?
And then I will use my to go ahead and chuck one of the daggers that I had on
Okay.
hand at them and see if I can land with that.
All right, go ahead.
Getting some lag apparently. 13.
A 13 will miss.
Yeah.
All right, the other dagger goes wide as you throw it, and they'll clink closer to the very first door. So with that, this darkly drabbed drow, just some disfigurement upon his face, is going to attempt to grapple you, Sangfroid. I need you to make an athletics or an acrobatics check.
Alrighty. Dirty 20.
All right, and
You guys are rolling well, man.
so with that, he will actually successfully grapple you.
Wow. Okay.
As he holds on to you, he kind of grips you from behind. I'm actually going to move him.
So I'm now restrained by the webs and grappled by this guy.
So he has kind of reached behind you, and he's grabbed you like by your forehead, and he's grabbing onto your hair. And he's going to make an attack, which will actually work. And as what he does is you'll see that you don't actually feel anything go into you, but you do feel some of your hair give way to a blade. As you see him pull away, Calvin Grit, if you can make perception checks, please. As he will quickly pocket this, but you have a moment that I'm sure you want to take advantage of.
Yes, that seems important. Give me a second while I just double check all my things I have that apply to that.
In the meantime, I got a 14.
Okay, 14.
See.
I have not moved more than half of my speed, so we get advantage on this.
Oh my god.
6.
6?
26, he said.
Oh, I just heard
26.
I just heard 6. I'm like, Calvin,
No.
I know it is higher than a 6.
Literally, my minimum roll is a 24.
You see that when he pulls away, is a patch of this kind of orangey reddish hair color. Much it just it's and he just kind of immediately pockets it and connects eyes with this Arcanomancer. With that, it'll be the Arcanomancer's turn, who will walk over to that. Which Grit, you'll have an attack of op.
Oh.
Do you have Sentinel?
No, I do not.
Fuck you and your Sentinel.
I decided I played it last game. I won't play it this game.
It's
Yeah,
all
that's
good.
fair.
I would. And I can't use key points on my. No, well, it's no, because it's not an attack action, right? It's a
It is
reaction.
not. It is
Yeah.
a reaction.
Okay.
Exactly.
So that is a question for pack tactics. I have to reread it. I don't think I get it.
You have it. It's fine.
Okay.
Because you have it when you have an ally threatening it when it leaves your range and while it's in your range. So
Okay. So an 18 to hit,
yes, that'll hit.
and that'll do 5 damage. 7 damage. No,
7.
sorry.
All right.
7 damage.
He'll come over and he'll grab this other drow as he'll cast another spell and summon another dimension door, and they'll both walk through it, going back out somewhere into Waterdeep.
What the fuck?
Oh, actually, I do need to make a con save though for that one. Okay, he passes.
Sangfroid, what did they take?
I believe they took my ear. Does it look bad?
Does your illusionary hair look bad? Like,
I would imagine it looks the exact same as it did before.
It looks flawless.
good to know. Adding my notes to my Sangfroid is a what?
I'm a what?
I don't know. That's why I got to make notes.
Question mark.
Oh, you're putting in
Are you
your
asking
journal.
what race you see before you?
No,
Oh, I'm confused on what you're asking. Sorry.
Are you you're just saying that aloud
I'm
when you're
stating.
writing? Oh.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. It sounded like you're asking us a question.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I was supposed to answer.
No, here. Let me tone some stuff down and see if that reduces my lag any. And turn that off.
All right.
Can I try and break myself free of these stupid webs?
Yeah, go ahead.
I will assist.
Do I get advantage if he's assisting?
So we're gonna do this slowly. It's gonna take a few minutes because you have the opportunity to re-stick to them at the beginning of every round.
Okay.
And they're not going anywhere for an hour.
Okay.
But after a few minutes of working together, you're able to, because you have to unbarricade the doors as well in order to go anywhere.
Well, no,
So,
I was trying to.
but-
I was basically trying to get free as quick as I could to try and rush over to the window to see if I
Oh,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
where-
Never mind then. Yeah, please make your strength. Make a strength check.
If it's strength,
It's a check. It's a check, not a saving throw.
is it athletics?
No.
Okay, just plain strength.
It is a plain strength check.
Okay. Then it's the same thing. 17.
That'll pass. You'll break free.
Okay, so I just kind of want to rush to the window and look out and see if I can see where they, if it's possible at all to see where they might have vamped to.
All right.
Since that was kind of the direction they were going, was looking out the window.
Please make another perception check.
That is a 22.
You will see them in about 300 so feet away, in the midst of a small crowd, and you'll see them break away and go down an alley. It looks like they are heading south.
Heading south.
Mhm.
from where we are. Sorry, since I don't have the city map in front of me off the top of my head, is that at all towards where Rowan and the barracks are and stuff?
It would be. It'd be towards the castle ward and towards the city of the dead.
Okay. I'm going to look back at my allies and say, we can't let them get away. We cannot let them get away. And I'm going to jump out the window.
Okay.
And click my feet together and activate my winged boots.
All right. So jumping out the window and doing the wing boots, that'll put you right outside the window and use up your movement since you've already used your action. All right. So you'll see Sangfroid just flying right outside the window.
So you'll just see like two streams, one from the ball of my foot and one from the heel of kind of almost like a rocket plume under each of my feet that hold me up in the air, and are causing me to hover.
All right. All right. So then with that, Grit, what are you doing?
I'm going to follow in tow. Do I need to make a check?
Dexterity saving throw, yes.
That's going to be a 25.
That'll pass.
All
All
right.
right.
And I will leap out the window and do a little and slowly fall.
Woo!
My arms out.
And you'll jump out the window and slowly fall down to the ground in a controlled descent. And then that'll bring us to Calvin.
Who's going to draw a dagger and start cutting himself out of the webbing?
All right. You can do so, I believe. Let me... So it is a magically made webbing. Your blade won't do much against it.
What if it's magical blade?
Roll your damage.
Okay. 7.
7? Okay. I'll let you break free of the webbing.
Yay! Then, without putting my feet on the ground, I will kind of squawk like a raven, and my boots will also sprout wings.
Fantastic.
You will also begin to fly.
Yeah, and I will also make my way out.
All right. So you start to give you're now starting to give chase, flying through the night sky, and Grit on foot. Please let me know what strategies you have in mind as you try to give them follow, and anything you're looking to do in this meantime as well.
I'm just going to try and stay high, so I'm able to kind of see as much of a swath of where they might be headed as possible, and make a beeline for the alleyway that I saw them ducking into to see if I can't try and pick up their trail and spot them before they dip underground or something like that.
I will ask which way did they go before I dash after them.
Yeah, and I'll have pointed towards the alleyway that I saw them and described it as best as I can.
I should know this neighborhood exceptionally well. Is there a cutoff point that I think I can get to quickly? Because they have a 300-foot lead.
Well,
Do I
with
know where
you,
that basically? Do I know where that alley goes?
of course you do. These are your streets. You know that the way that they're heading will take them very close. If anything, if they keep using these alleyways, it can take them directly to the City of the Dead, unless they turn inward and run more directly west. If they run more directly west, that's going to take them eventually to the Trades Ward, and if they continue to head south, will eventually take them into the Castle Ward and pretty much directly to where the barracks would be. You know that pretty much the biggest stretch of openness you're going to have is going to be in the Trades Ward, but you also do know that one of the hardest, one of those common places underlings of the underworld run to are often the City of the Dead. So you know that there are two plausible paths, but you have to decide which you are going to take, whether you're going to head towards the City of the Dead or whether you're going to head towards the Trade Ward and the Castle Ward.
Did I recognize? I'm assuming I didn't literally recognize either of these two, but did I recognize any of their markings as a specific organization in the town?
I mean, give me a religion check real quick with advantage.
Um, 14 is one of the few skills I don't have. So 18 total.
You know that the spellcaster is known as an arachnomancer to Loth. Very high-end spellcaster in that regard.
I'm gonna make a gut check for the City of the Dead.
Okay, so you're gonna try and cut them off near the City of the Dead. All
Yeah.
right, Sangfroid, is there anything other than flying up high in order to gain vision that you're looking to do?
If I don't seem to spot them in a short amount of time, I would like to, let me find it.
Detect object. My own hair.
All right, and Grit, during this time, what are you doing?
I imagine if Sangfroid is up in the air, how high up is he?
He probably just flew close to another. He was already about 30 feet up. He probably just flew up another 30 to 40.
I want to know why you just aren't using him as a mount.
Because he's faster than him. That's probably why.
You can move faster than I can.
Grit is
Yeah.
by far the fastest.
I can do that lizard run thing where the lizard runs across the water.
The Jesus lizard, yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of torn. I imagine I would be following him on foot.
All right, Sangfroid.
I'm going to. I assume I've not been able to spot them in the minute or two I've been up here.
Well, is there anything else you're looking to do other than just look?
I want to see if I can still find them before I do the next thing.
Okay, make a perception check.
Not great. 11.
You do not know, you do not see them. There's a lot of people moving about. There's a lot of buildings that are in the way. You can't make heads or tails of where they are or where they may be.
Okay. I'm going to, as I'm still kind of flying in the direction, close my eyes for a minute and run my fingers through my hair and cast Locate Creature on the man with purple eyes.
Okay. As you cast the spell.
He had purple eyes and a spider tattoo, right?
Yeah, spider tattoo on top of his head.
Okay, I am specifying purple-eyed man with a spider tattoo on his head.
You know, there may be more than one in the area.
There might be, but I'm going to be as specific about his appearance.
The one, with that mole on his cheek that was totally there.
As you take a moment to yourself and you let out a bit of a breath, you can sense him. He's about a little more than 400 feet away, and the way that he is running is southbound and a bit more eastward. With you being a bit more familiar with the city's layout, you know this is putting him towards the city of the dead.
Okay, I'm considering he's been keeping toe with me, I'm going to swoop down and grab or swoop down to, or you don't know the city, so I'm going to swoop down and grab Grit and take back off and make a beeline for that compass, that
right.
marker in my mind of where they are located.
All right, Grit. As you are running, you look up and you're kind of following Sangfroid. You see him zoom down. The people of Waterdeep kind of looking strangely about. And as he puts his, you can see him put his arms down to grab you. You put your arms up, and he kind of pulls you up.
Right.
As you both begin to fly, and you get across the buildings, and you can kind of see the different hills and the nightlife of Waterdeep and how bright it is from above here. Calvin, you are making your way to the city of the dead. Are about a good 100 feet ahead of them. As you see, they are now in tow behind you.
Oh, good, because I can't fight this fight by myself for more than like a second.
So, and as you begin to get to your chase, now you're just moving afterwards. It's just movement, which we're not going to fully describe. As you fly across,
Yeah.
You're at least cutting through the buildings. You can imagine you must be catching them as they have to make their way around the buildings. Of course, your locate person remaining for an hour, you are able to make sure that you are pinpoint locked on them and maneuvering directly at them. You can see now, well in the distance, the great wall that surrounds the city of the dead. Is there anything else that any of you were doing during this time?
Nope, just triple moving and trying to catch sight of them.
All right, same
Got
for
it.
you, and same thing with you, Sangfroid.
Yeah, just I'm laser focused on that little marker in my mind.
All right, Calvin, you're getting much farther ahead. As time passes, you will let's see. Yeah, you will eventually, as you will be able to make your way over, and be able to make your way all the way to the wall of the city of the dead. If you want to perch anywhere up there, anything like that, Sangfroid, you will be still a few hundred feet behind. As minutes has passed, as you've flown across Waterdeep, in that regard.
Yeah, I'll light on something and perceive.
All right, please go ahead and make a perception check.
31.
That's all.
Rogues.
Rogues who have been specifically built to see things and insight things.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you look about, you will see kind of dancing around and in between buildings, the robed arachnomancer. As he seems to be just kind of full brunt, still running it through the town.
What about his friend?
You do not make sight of him.
So the one he sees is not the purple-eyed guy, but the other one.
No, he sees the purple-eyed guy.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He sees the purple-eyed robed man, the arachnomancer.
Gotcha, sorry, misunderstood.
I would like to go ahead and burn my next action to see. Oh, I would like to stealthily move to within 30 feet of them if I can, if the range would allow that.
No.
How far away are they?
They are about halfway between you and Sangfroid. They're probably about a good 200 feet out.
All right, then I'm going to basically start hopping stealthily to a cutoff point.
All right. Sangfroid and Grit, as you fly about two, either of you can make a perception check as well. Sangfroid, you'll get advantage because you know exactly where to look.
I got a
Go ahead.
15.
19.
All right. So, both of you will actually notice as he is not trying to hide very much as he's trying to run. Um, him looking back and seeing you, you're definitely gaining on him.
But he is alone. He is not with the other gentleman.
He is indeed alone.
And it was the other gentleman who pocketed my hair.
Correct.
That's not great. Okay, I'm going to look over to, or I'm going to look down at Grit and say, and tell him to, Grit, follow with Calvin and take care of this man. I'm going to try and locate the other one.
But I'm supposed to be protecting you.
Yeah, but we're going to change it up today. And so I'm going to fly down so I can drop Grit safely.
I think you could just drop Grit safely from
Just
anywhere.
drop Grit. Just yeah.
I think
just yeet
yeah.
Grit at
All right.
the guy.
Well, whenever Grit feels fine, he can let go, and then he will.
Technically, slow fall is 65 points of damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that equates to in actual distance.
Well, I'll just roll max and tell you what it is. Let's see. 29, 39, 48. I rolled 72 points of damage, and that was if you're falling from 200 feet up, which you're not.
Jesus. Okay.
All right. Well, okay. I just go ahead and drop him where I am then.
Yeah.
And then I'm going.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm going to, since he has an actual line of sight on him. I'm going to drop my locate spell on that individual and close my eyes and focus on the visual aspects of the other gentleman in the brief time I saw him, and cast locate creature on him.
All right. As you cast a spell, you do not detect anything. Not within 1,000 feet.
Oh god.
All right, but we'll. Oh wait, Grit just stepped away.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So as he drops you, your feet will hit upon the top of a rooftop as you'll just be running along a rooftop at this target. You and Calvin, you now faster than Calvin.
But I should be in front of him still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's running behind as you're running towards. But both of you will be able to encroach on this target, and we'll get to that. Of course, you are now finding yourself between the North Ward and the City of the Dead, and very much still within the public realm. As you begin to draw many different eyes of the public who seem to be scattering well, they seem to be traveling about, many of them drunk late at night, but even so the street's still decently filled. Sangfroid, where are you going? What direction do you head?
I'm going to backpedal up until about halfway between here and Troll Skull to see if, since I still have the spell up, if I catch a ping between here and there, if he split off earlier.
If he kind of lingered behind.
Yeah, maybe he ducked into an alleyway or something like that and let the other guy run distraction or something.
Gotcha.
So I just want to kind of go, back towards Troll Skull and see if anything pings between here and there.
Gotcha. We'll get back to you in a moment. Getting back to Calvin and Grit, you'll be able to pincer the Arachnomancer as he keeps on making his way towards the City of the Dead. He's probably about 200. He's probably about 200 feet away from the wall. He's about to hit. He's in the midst of a clearing as the buildings begin to kind of sway and move away, as there's kind of more of an opening between the city itself and the City of the Dead's wall. And he breaks into that clearing. He's about 30 feet, 40 feet into that clearing. Grit, you're just at the base of that clearing, and then Calvin, of course, you are anywhere that you're looking to be.
Okay. As soon as basically, I'm gonna let him kind of move past me slightly,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna survey using my unerring eye thing, the thing that lets me see. Where is it? There it is. Unerring eye. The illusion shape changers basically spot things that are trying to hide from me magically within 30 feet. Do I catch anything?
No.
Okay. All right. In that case, I am going to try to shoot him with the pistol.
All right, make your shot. You have advantage.
I assumed that I did. Oh dear. That's a natural 20.
Hey.
Okay. Whew.
And now I feel a little awkward, and I've been here before, but I do want to take him alive.
You're shooting him with a pistol.
Yeah.
That is not a weapon to shoot people and keep them alive with. But okay.
Hey,
You're trying to shoot.
him in the leg.
You're trying to shoot
Yeah.
him. You're trying to shoot him
Yeah.
non-lethally.
It's a fantasy setting, and it's, hired hitters traditionally can absorb a bullet or two.
All right. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right, give me a second.
Better dead
How
than
many sneak attack?
So.
Yeah, like if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But it's one of those situations where, yes, I'd like to be able to ask questions. Come on, where's my sneak attack? Oh, 76. Personal self 10. So that's only 21 damage times 2, so 42 damage.
Only 20. That's including all your sneak attack?
Yeah. I rolled pretty meh.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Actually plus 8 because I forgot to take into account my dexterity.
All right. So 52 damage.
50 even, actually.
Oh, 50. Okay. All right. So you with that, he will definitely be bloodied as he takes the shot. We'll move back onto the initiative, and with that, he will look at you. He'll begin doing some hand movements, saying some words in Undercommon. And,
which I understand.
Yeah, there are arcane words just in Undercommon, and as he casts, and then he'll look at you and he'll you're look at you and cast a spell, and I need you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Come on, Calvin.
20.
Nice.
All right, you will pass, and as he sees that you're unaffected, his eyes will go wide, and you'll see him take the edge of his robe, and he'll kind of cover himself with it, and as he emerges from it, he'll turn into a giant spider and be running faster, as he will then be booking it more towards the City of the Dead. Grit, you're up.
I'm chasing him down.
All right, Grit, you can catch him in a single round. You can move 110 feet if you dash, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so I'll use Step of the Wind to dash as a bonus action.
Okay. You're able to do so. He is currently 90 feet away from you, so you're able to close the gap.
Okay. And I am gonna punch him.
All right, punch away, punch away.
Okay. That is a 25 to hit.
25, yes.
Okay. And I'm going to use another key point along with, to use Stunning Strike. So that's a DC 16 con save.
He gets a 9. He fails. He is stunned.
And that is a 6. No. 6. I keep reading the D8 backwards with a 4 for unarmed strike. I'll take my second attack.
All right. You have advantage now because he's stunned.
All right. So that's a 19 hit,
That'll hit.
and oh god, I can't roll anything but 1s and 2s on these d8s. That's gonna be 5 damage,
All right.
and that will be it for now.
All right, which will then bring us back to Calvin.
Who will dive down?
All
How
right.
far away am I?
How far away did you shoot from?
Would have been approximately 30 feet.
Then he is 70. He is 70 feet away from you.
Okay. Then I will move, and then I will dash.
Okay.
And then I will, while doing so, draw rapier and attack. I'm kind of assuming that attacking, from above and behind, get advantage.
You have advantage anyway. He's stunned.
Yes, done.
Yeah, that's right. I knew that.
Yeah.
20 even? No, I'm sorry, 22.
That'll hit.
He
He does not have an increased AC when stunned. It's not his ability.
8. So 13 damage, magical.
All right, 13. You have sneak attack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I just enjoy the sound of sneak attack.
Right.
It's
All
a
those
great
dice.
sound. It's a glorious.
30 damage.
30 total or additional 30?
An additional 30.
Okay. Whew.
That
30's
was
low.
much better to have a sneak attack roll.
Yeah.
All right. So as you Grit with his little cold form just kind of dashes, and as he kind of lunges forward across the wide opening, it's almost as if like dragon wings just give him an additional push of air as he gets in with a, and he just immediately hits the drow mage in the temple as he begins stumbling. You then come soaring down, rapier drawn, and just able to get a stab directly into his chest as he coughs off of a thick amount of blood. And
is he not still a spider?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he's a spider. Well, the spider would have broken at this point. You would have ended that spider form. So it reverted to him. And it reverted back to him, and then that'll bring it back to his turn, but he is stunned, so he has no turn, which will bring us back to Grit.
All right, I'm gonna do that thing that monks are really good at. I'm gonna punch him in the knee. I imagine Calvin's within 5 feet
Yes.
of me.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that is a 27 to hit.
Actually, I don't think he's within 5 feet of you. I think he's within 5 feet of the target.
Oh, okay.
Because you said you weren't behind and above.
Then
Yes.
that is a 13 to hit on the first attack.
13 will miss.
And
But
you're
he's
rolling with
stunned. He's
advantage.
still stunned, right?
No,
I
he's
rolled
not.
with
No,
advantage.
he's
I don't
chopping.
No, he's still at he.
No, the stun fades beginning of your turn. Or
No, end of my turn.
end of your turn. Then I guess he is still stunned.
I do have an advantage, so that was a 17 plus 9, so 26 to hit.
All right, that'll hit. Roll your damage.
Okay, and I'm gonna spend another. Well, I don't know what the ruling. I guess you can't. I guess that makes it to where you can't stun them again and completely keep them into a stun lock, right?
I don't see why not, because technically if you stun them again, they would be stunned still until the end of your next turn.
All right, so DC 16 con saving throw.
Yeah, then it's not like it gives him disadvantage on the save or anything.
Nope.
All right, you got an 18 on the save. What's the
All right.
damage?
That is 5 damage.
How you want to do it?
Oh, right to the knee. It's gonna a cobalt to the knee.
All right, as he's stunned, he's stumbling
He was an
about.
adventurer like us. Until
You
he
just-
took an adventurer to the knee.
He's just like stumbling about as he's stunned. His eyes this purple glazed over with blood, and as he does, you just get a quick little jab as you actually punch his kneecap in, and his leg just goes. And he'll just kind of fall, and instead of screaming, you can just see him just like just gasping as he has fallen unconscious just from the pain.
Okay, I'm gonna. Yeah. I guess I will try to see if I can make sure he stays stabilized.
Yeah. Remember the new rules.
So Calvin, what are you doing on your turn?
I'm gonna try to make sure the guy stabilizes.
All right. Go ahead and roll a medicine.
22.
You will successfully stabilize him. All right. You have stabilized him. His body lays before you in the middle of the clearing. There's a few drunken people who start shambling about and go, Did he just kill him? Well, what happened over there? Oh my God.
I look at one of them. Would somebody mind summoning the guard, please?
And one just like nods and starts running off. Guard! Watch! Watch! And running off at City Watch. In the meantime, we'll go back to Sangfroid real quick. Sangfroid, as you make your way halfway back to the household, and any time during that, you do not find a single ping upon your mental radar.
All right. I need to find this guy because him having my hair cannot be a good thing.
Just gonna make a doll.
I'm going to I'm going to in an attempt to try and locate this individual, I'm going to, since I have an hour on the locate spell, I'm just going to kind of while in the air, just kind of hover in place and take 10 minutes to cast Scry again with a 6th level spot because I don't have any 5th levels left, to try and get any kind of information maybe I can of where he might be located, any kind of small clue or anything of his immediate surroundings that would give me a hint as to where he might have absconded to.
All right, so you are going to try and use it on the gentleman you just met.
Yes, the one that took my hair. Because I don't think I can scry on my hair. And if I did, I would see the inside of a pocket. So
As you take a moment, breathe in, release out. You feel your mind begin to jaunt forward to a different location, and then immediately come back to you. Unable.
Sangfroid's very frustrated and angry with the way that these events have transpired this evening. And kind of runs his fingers through his hair again. And in kind of a moment of defeat, I'm going to turn back and head in the general direction that I was going to originally, toward the city of the dead, and then just kind of fly until I can spot my allies if they're still at all in the nearby vicinity. But
All right. As you travel outward, you will eventually see them with a bound and now clasped arachnomancer meeting with the City Watch. The City Watch will have arrived and met with you, Calvin, with manacles ready.
And whenever I spot them, I'll fly down and land next to them.
All right. So you be four. There be four people of the city of the watch there with you, Calvin. And I'm assuming you would have debriefed them on what's going on.
Yep. It's like Sangfroid, I'm glad you're here. If you could recount the incident from your perspective for these gentlemen.
Yes, of course. We were enjoying a nice evening at your fine establishment, and this gentleman and a associate of his magically entered the room that we were occupying and attacked us. His associate cut off locks of my hair, and then they magically exited said room, and then we tried to chase them down. And these two upstanding water Davians here were able to apprehend this individual. I tried to make chase of the second, but to no avail. He has slipped our grasp.
As you recant the tale of what had just unfolded, they will nod in understanding, having worked many times with Calvin, and knowing the Waterson name in regards to City Watch. They will bind and slap irons upon this individual, along with gag him and blind him. They will carry him away into custody, in order for a closer watch and to eventually be brought in front of a magistrate.
Was he conscious?
No, he was unconscious.
Okay, that's what I figured. I just didn't know if he roused in that time.
If you would notify the interrogators that I'd like to sit in.
They look at each other and they can say, all right, not typically permitted, but we can let them know that you're interested in such an affair.
And it will need to be, you'll need to schedule that interrogation for tomorrow. We need to fast track it before.
They say,
see if we.
All right.
Always appreciated. My inn, of course, is at your disposal if you'd like to see the scene of the attack.
We'll send someone over at a later hour to inspect.
Very well. Then good day. And he's gonna use his names and says, well, gentlemen, I say we retire to Troll Skull.
All right. You all begin your walk back to Troll Skull as these four watch take away the one of your two attackers of the night.
And it's just at this point the Ravens arrive at Rowan and Lady Amastacia.
The Ravens never sent.
No, they got sent.
Nope.
No, Calvin never sent the Ravens.
Wait, I
No.
was under the impression he did.
No, you suggested it, and Calvin said that would be a good idea, but then proceeded to not send Ravens to them.
I was under the impression that I communicated that I had done that as well.
No, I was very much intently listening for it to try and get them involved, but you never actually.
My apologies, everyone. I did not. That was an unintentional slip on my part.
If it's any consolation, I took your "that's a good idea" as I did that thing that you just said.
Yeah, because I spelled out like four Ravens that I intended to send out.
I said that would be a good idea, but like it was not stated in any form or fashion. From a viewing standpoint, it did not sound like he did it.
Okay, my apologies. I'll try to be more clear in future.
It's all good, all good. All right, but you will make your way back to Troll Skull.
Yay!
I will be walking briskly.
Yeah. And then on the way, I'm going to cast two sending spells, one to Rowan and one to Ori, relaying the details of our encounter this evening in 25 words or less.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. Rowan, There was an attack at. Is Troll Skull 1 or 2 words?
One word.
One.
Troll Skull. Chased suspects, 1 in custody. Other got away.
Got 10 left.
Heading back to Troll Skull now. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
All right.
And then I do the same exact message, but replace Rowan with Ori.
Yes. Well, Ori is 2 words actually.
Wait, what?
All right. So, Rowan, in the middle of the night, dead in your slumber, you are suddenly awoken to a voice in your head.
I jump up and immediately go find Snaggletooth.
Oh, Bo, question.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Since this is technically a message that's in my head,
Uh-huh.
would it be with that voice?
I want to say
I don't know how it works.
I don't. Can you mask your inner voice? That's a great question.
I would think yes.
I will give
is your
you.
game,
I will give you control of how you wish for that to be played out. I could very much understand saying that you cannot mask it. I would be very understanding if you saying that you can. I will give you as the player the control of the scenario.
Okay, so both Rowan and Ori, what you hear in your head is Sangfroid's voice, but not quite the Sangfroid's voice you remember. It almost sounds like a bad interpretation or like a bad impersonation of Sangfroid's voice.
Would you say that the interpretation is just kind of like a flat read?
Yeah, it just sounds like somebody's copying that voice, but it doesn't sound as quite as as thick or as smooth as Sangfroid's normal voice does.
Well, with my role, it's very early in the morning. You just woke me up. I would not pick up on that.
Yeah, I'm assuming you probably have been awoken from your slumber as well.
Yeah.
Either of you also can make a reply if you so
can
desire.
send back a 25-word reply or less if you.
Oh, Rowan replies, "I'm on my way."
What? Oh.
Uh,
Both Grit and Calvin just hear me sigh.
All right. Or do you say anything back?
I'm going to count on this one. I'm going to do the counting. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll bring pastries in the morning.
bring
All right.
pastries to my restaurant. Jesus.
Rude
Sangfroid
as fuck.
rubbing away the makings of the beginning of a headache.
All right. You go up to the roost, Rowan. Snaggletooth passed out, laying in like this sideways position. Their wing like open and flaps way back. You can see them like their back paw is just like pushed up against like the edge of the wall, where you can see like a lot of scratch marks. It looks like they like prop their foot up here where they sleep. Sorry. And as you come closer, they rustle awake.
Snaggy, we got work to do. I giggle.
All right, and then you hop on their back and fly off towards Troll Skull. It is the early a.m. at this point, pushing closer to 3 a.m. As you begin to get close back to Troll Skull, you'll hear the swoop of as you will see Snaggletooth and Rowan coming into sight.
Oh, I did not mention Rowan is coming.
I am not surprised.
I told her morning. She took that to mean now.
I guess the more the merrier.
Do I land?
Yes.
No, you glitch out and you
and I go up to Sangfroid. What happened? Who attacked who? Who do we need to fight? And I start unsheathing my
I'm going to put this on me because I did not get in the 25 words specifically the time in the morning. But when I said morning, I did not mean now. I did mean like morning, like when the sun was up. You did not have to rush over now. They're gone, and the other is in custody. Your axe is shiny, but not helpful in this moment.
Well, it sounded like an emergency.
Did it?
Yeah, intruders are an emergency, especially with you. You don't look like you could handle an intruder.
I'm going to let that slide. We
And
handled.
Cloud has always been squishy.
Well, that may be true, but in wonderful fashion, he and my associate here handled one of the intruders quite deftly, if I do say so myself.
What about the other one?
Unfortunately, the other one is.
it appears that they split.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
You're right. You should go up and down every alleyway in the city looking for them, shaking everyone down, asking for information about this man.
I don't know about that. It sounds like your problem.
Wait, I'm sorry. You flew all the way here for an intruder, and then I tell you about said intruder, and then you say it is my problem. Could you have not just said that in the message?
Well, you let him
If I was not questioning bringing you along before, I am definitely questioning it now.
Go upstairs.
go. Rowan just laughed at
let
that and
ourselves
tapped you on the shoulder or on the arm.
We let ourselves into Troll Skull.
Snaggletooth, go to the stable. Snaggletooth goes.
Flies off in the distance as all of you enter through the back entrance of Troll Skull.
Stable. I told him just to go to the stable.
Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, he just swoops around the building, goes to the stable. For some reason I read that as the roost. My bad.
No, I want him nearby. I don't want him away from me.
Well, he likes his own bed.
Too bad. He's not gonna have it for a while.
But he'll fly over to the stable. The stable, no stable keeper around. He will make himself quite at home, grabbing what he needs, including a surplus of food.
That's right, Ava. You know what Snaggletooth needs.
As the rest of you,
that was Snaggletooth.
right?
What, Ava?
All right. As the rest of you go into the manor itself.
Yeah, I go in. I follow everybody.
I go up to the floor, which should now be clear of web, so I can retrieve my pistol, get them reloaded.
Yeah, I assume it's been an hour, right?
Yes, they are all cleared up.
I will collect my short swords and throw them all back in my rucksack and pull the drawstring back up on it.
So, what do they want with your hair?
They took your hair?
Yes, I couldn't get that into 25.
Do they want to eat it? Because that sounds kind of gross.
They certainly went through a lot of trouble if they were just trying to eat my hair. My hair is not anything special than your hair or somebody else's, so I do not think that that is the reason. If I am
What do they look like?
the man in captivity was a dark-skinned elvish man, purple eyes, spider tattoo on his head.
Oh, scary.
And then the other person looked like Kris has forgotten the description. He apologizes though.
Stocky. He was a stocky drow with black hair, short black hair, and had a disfigurement on the right half of his face.
You just heard all that in a French accent.
Both drow, huh?
Seemingly, at least to the naked eye, yes, it did seem like they were both of that variety. But if I'm to understand it, being a man of arcane means, I know
One
oftentimes having a possession of a person that you are trying to keep track of is quite a good way to keep even better track of them. So my guess it would be, as I seem to be a favorite of theirs, that they are wanting to keep an extra good eye on me, and that was the best way for them to do that.
I thought you said they wanted you dead.
Well, I think that they would prefer me alive, but I do not think that they will mind if somehow I.
Well, we can't
To be
have
fair, when they appeared, I had just assumed they were there to kill me. Had I known that they were after my hair, I would have put on the hat.
Yes, maybe you should wear hats in the future.
You know, you have a point there. I'm so glad you're here.
I make great suggestions.
The City Watch, everybody. Is in good hands.
We may need to see if we can cut that off at the pass. I know there are some.
Wherever this man went, he had traveled some distance. I backtracked from where we came, and the man was
I suspect
in
he
no
was
close
probably.
vicinity to us, so he traveled quite a distance.
I suspect he may have been protecting himself through magical means.
It's quite possible.
Did you guys sleep at all tonight?
I've had some rest, but not much.
The
You
sleep.
should-
I do not know what you mean, the sleep.
Bo, did I get a full rest or nay?
No, you've only gotten part of a night's rest. Majority of a night's rest. You only need a few more hours, but you definitely need to rest more.
Are our hit points still our total hit points still lowered?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so.
You could technically claim it as a short rest and recover some, but are you planning to stay up the rest of the night, or do you plan to go back to sleep?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
I do not think there is much we can do until tomorrow when we can question this other individual to see if maybe he can provide us information on the whereabouts of this second gentleman.
Rowan kind of like, she strokes her chin and narrows her eyes. And she goes, yes, questioning. That's a good idea.
For the stories I've heard of you, you're much less of a wildling than the stories I've told. You seem to be adapting to city life quite well.
I mean, I am a captain.
But of course, they wouldn't just give that to anyone.
No, exactly. You have to give it to someone very special.
Naturally.
And who knows the city. Like me.
Also true. Who better to give that command to than a person who's been here just a few years?
But I lean in and I say, but you never take the wild out of a wildling. And I chomp my pointy teeth so you can see they're sharp. They've been filed down to sharp points.
Ah, there it is. There's the wild.
Great, Sangfroid. I'd recommend you guys try to get some rest.
You know, I think I might just try and do that. I mean, clearly they don't want to kill me, so what do I have to be afraid of?
Yes, they clearly successfully achieved their ends. So unless they were planning to put us at ease by doing so, and then hit us again, we should be fine for the rest of the night.
Does anyone need to stand guard?
It wouldn't hurt to stay nearby, but I wouldn't necessarily sacrifice a good night's rest for it. As I said, the attack is coming and gone. The odds of them trying again tonight would be an interesting choice.
Fair enough.
All right. Do you make your leave, and if so, where to, Rowan?
I'll go to take a nap with Snaggletooth. I need some cuddle time.
I offer you a room with a bed. Probably not a great one because we're booked up. But like a cot if you want it.
No, Snaggletooth needs some quality time. He needs it every now and then, or he gets very antsy.
Kelvin will nod, try to nod sagely, and let you go about your business. He will once again basically go post up in the common room outside of Sangfroid's room and take a light nap. Yeah, in one of the chairs on there.
Light nap.
Nap time.
All right, and then the rest of you will find your space and then get your rest. And morning will come. As all of you are going to sleep so late, especially for Sangfroid and Grit, who definitely need the rest, as Calvin at least power napped for some, and Rowan, who slept majority of the night. Ori, you'll be the first awake and the first to do as you please.
As a point of order, I went to bed before dusk.
Mm-hmm.
So I will intentionally be getting up before dawn.
Honestly, by the time that you receive that message, you'd be very close to your full 8 hour from that point almost.
Okay.
Like literally within like an hour left of your rest.
Wait, and aren't you an elf and therefore only
Need 4
anyway?
hours? Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
that's actually right. Yeah, so you've actually probably been awake for several hours. You've probably been
you were awake when you got that message.
Yeah, because if you were asleep before dusk, then yeah, you were up at midnight.
Gosh, if only someone sent a raven.
Look, guys, apparently I tried.
It's all It's this gonna be the thing we rag on Carl for all season long. Hey, Carl, I could really use a raven here. Oh gosh.
Hey, I'm just gonna point out we also had somebody who could cast sending, so it's not just my fault.
True.
Sangfroid.
I'll take half the blame. That's fine.
So I'm going to I can't remember what they're called, a rickshaw.
One of the drams.
Yes. I'm going to take a tram to the dock.
All right, they don't run this early. They don't run through the night. Just FYI.
Okay.
They're like unless it is one that you have personally hired, like the equivalent of your own limo driver, they do not usually run this late, just because it's less safe practice, and just the darkness makes it too liable for something to happen.
The money's not there.
And they need to sleep too. But you make your way to the dock ward. It would be from where you're located. It would take about probably about 3 to 4 hours to make the full walk.
Yeah, I would 100% already have a tram hired to take me.
All right, so you'd actually have a hired dray. Both. Okay. So you have a personal name him or her or them, whatever you like, and you will have your personal dray driver, who will give you a ride wherever you wish to go.
I'm gonna name them Warleg.
Warleg.
And gonna be an orcish man.
All right. So he sees you, and you knock upon his little door. I'm assuming he's got like some little servant's quarters equivalent that he gets to sleep in, and you'll just knock on his door, and he'll get up. Good morning, lady. What can I help you with this late at night? Are you needing a ride?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Right down to the dock. Things.
Yes. Let me grab a few things. He goes and grabs grabs a few of his objects like that. Some simple, decent clothes. He comes out. Sorry to keep you waiting, my lady. Let's get you to the dock wards then. goes and gets the horses, gets them prepared. Where in the Dockwoods are we going, milady?
The side of yesterday's excitement.
Yes, we can head there. No, yes. Quite unsightly. I'm sorry that you were there, milady, without an escort out quicker.
I can take care of myself.
Yes, but I feel like I was slacking on my duties. I could have been of assistance. I could have done something, I guess.
Well, next time, hopefully you will be there.
Oh, yes, I will be. I, I, uh, I owe it to you, my lady.
Not to worry. I'll get in the cab.
All right, and you'll ride onward down to the dockward to the site of when the event took place. It's still in disarray. I mean, no persons obviously left there, but like a lot of the broken barrels or anything like that have all been the broken crates have not really been cleaned up as much. It's just eerily quiet and still.
I'm going to go and just sit on the dock so that the site of the carnage is in front of me. I'm going to look out over the sea
Mm-hmm.
and watch the sunrise and just kind of take it in and reflect on how brutal of a day it was and how everyone else sort of just moved right past it without a care, and just how the non-elves are just don't really seem to care much about life, the fragility of life. And then as the sun rises, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go get breakfast.
All right, and where would you like to get your breakfast?
A fancy bistro,
All right,
place with avocado toast.
back to the seaward you go.
Yep. I'm going to, bistro outside sitting. I'm going to read some while waiting for it to be appropriate to go to Troll Skull Manor, and then going 2 hours too early. Going to bring some pastries. I'm going to go into Troll Skull Manor. I'm going to don my mask and go inside.
All right. So you, goodness.
What?
Ornog will come and he'll help assist you. Here, Lady Amastacia, I will help you on up. We're going back up to the seaward, going to the your favorite bistro, yes?
Yes, of course.
All right, Bistro Bindalova. Here we come.
Do you need to go potty?
And he takes you to, it's more of the western seaward near some of the temples, and it's an elven bistro that exists up in the seaward, ran by a very well-to-do elven woman who just goes by her surname only, which is Bindalova.
Ah, Lady Bindalova. As I walk in.
You see her already well polished. Some other persons in the back taking care of things. Herself just in a very simple, colorful dress. Some few motifs of the ocean. A bit more festive for the second day of Fleet's Wake. And she curtsies at you, Lady Amastacia. Glad to have you back.
I have a long day ahead of me. I wanted to start off on a high note.
Very well. What can I serve you today?
Whatever you think's good. I trust your judgment.
How do you feel about salmon roe?
Oh, lovely.
Very well. I have a good salmon roe, some fresh toast, and a particular tea that I think will go well with it.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll be on the balcony.
Yes, of course. The seat's already there waiting for you. As you make your way there, she will come with your decadent breakfast and a beautiful tea that pairing with it, and a little bit of side of cream if you so wish to put in your tea.
Still kind of in a funk, just reading thinking about the tangled mess of all the lives around me for a few hours before going back to Troll School Manor.
All right. As the sun has barely just kissed the surface of the Sword Coast, you watch it as it begins to slowly rise and do its early morning stretches into the sky. You slowly enjoy the morning, the passerbys, the people, the folks in a quick hurry, grabbing what foods from here in order to make their way to whatever comes next for them. Their eyes set so far forward. As you take slow, drawn breaths in and out. Eventually, the timing feels right. The morning has grown to a later state, and you begin to make your way to Troll Skull Manor.
Turns out Ava had to poo. That's why she was barking.
Very important.
Thank you for setting the tone after my description.
You're welcome.
I'm proud of this description. Hey, my dog took a shit.
Also, viewers, I hope you enjoyed that as well.
Oh my god. This is when like someone immediately is like, we have a new follower. I'm like, great. All we need to do is have beautiful descriptions followed up by dog shit. That's all we need to do.
Hey, at least you didn't do it in the house.
I mean, that is true. All right. Anyway, you'll make your way to Troll Skull after your long, provoking morning. Troll Skull, there will be a quiet, of course. A few of its servants still there as they prepare, not for the current morning, but more for the later evenings. As they right now require more attentiveness. And there'll be one of them that'll take a look and says, "Can I help you?"
I'll be like hastily putting my mask on. I have a mask of my face as a mask.
Subtle.
Can I help you?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just coming in for a brunch.
All right. Do you want me to find you a table or?
No, thank you. I'm just gonna go upstairs.
Oh, you can't just go upstairs. No one, you're not just permitted to go upstairs. Like I can't let you do that.
Oh, but I want to go upstairs.
Well, I'm sorry. Upstairs is for people who paid for rooms and we're booked.
Oh well, I'm here to provide special company to Calvin.
To what now? He's indisposed.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna go up.
He's gonna come chasing after you as you try to like go up the
I'm gonna be
the
running.
stairs.
Just
I mean, he's gonna be running right after you. You get up to the top of the stairs. You try the handle, and the door will be locked. He's gonna run up and he's gonna grab you by the wrist. He says, "Now, excuse me, ma'am. You can't just go where you please. That's a quick way for you to meet the watch."
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take my mask off. It was me all along.
I don't know who you are.
Oh.
I think you need to go before I get the watch on you.
Can you give me 30 seconds? I'm gonna cast sending to Calvin.
So you like take a moment, you like close your eyes. He's like, "What is going on? What is wrong with this person?" Go ahead and use your 25 words or less.
Calvin, I'm downstairs with baked goods. Please don't let me get arrested.
Good morning, Calvin. These are the first words that come across your mind.
What kind of behavior requires the watch at my establishment at this hour?
No fun message.
Yeah, no, he's getting up.
Okay, so as you stand at the door, this gentleman, which for Carl, his name is Bertrand.
Bertrand. What a cute name.
I'd like to point out
Mhm.
that Ori's thinking in that situation was, oh, he doesn't recognize me in a mask of my own face. Let me show him my real face, which is the same, and that will clear everything up.
But Bertrand is still trying to be polite, though angry, as he is kind of holding your wrist, but he's not putting any force behind it. He's not pulling you. He's more like he's like, okay, you need to leave now. Go down the stairs, please. You need to go. You are not permitted here. You need to leave. You need to exit these premises.
I want to put my one hand on my hip, the one that isn't restrained. Gosh, I hope Calvin gets here soon.
Well, unfortunately, it takes moments to get downstairs.
He's just like, you're making my life and job very hard right now. I need you to leave. And after he continuing with this, him being very, very flustered by you, Calvin will open the door, and Bertrand will pause. I'm sorry, Lord Waterson. This lunatic just came barging in here, making odd and weird demands, and then wouldn't leave or abide by any thing that I would say.
I want to put the mask back down. Oh, hi, Calvin!
Ori.
Wait.
Bertrand, thank you. I appreciate your diligence. That's exactly what you're here for.
Yes, Lord Waterson.
This is Ori, and she will occasionally have business here. Just go ahead and I just hold up a finger for Ori. It's when she arrives, do go ahead and send for me.
Yes, very, very well. Very, very, very well. He just kind of goes back down the stairs.
I actually place a gold into his hand. It's like, again, good work.
Thank you. Is there anything that I can get you this morning?
Coffee.
Very well.
Privacy.
How many cups? I recall you had some guests.
I just think about how many people that I have. It's like, just bring up like 3 pots. And
I'll bring up half a dozen cups.
Yeah. Right. And he just waves figures. It's like egg cups.
Bertrand just brings in a rainbow of cups. All right, he leaves to go get your morning fuel and vessel. So yeah. Ori beaming through a mask at your door.
Come in.
I brought you something. Shaking the box of very delicate pastries very hard.
You know I live in a fine dining establishment, correct?
Well, this is the nice thing to do, right?
He reaches over, opens the bag, extracts a pulverized pastry, sticks it in his mouth, and it's like grunts, and goes back upstairs.
I didn't want to cause trouble, but it sounds like you had quite a night.
The eye roll that Kelvin has, he's facing away from you, but it might be audible. He locks the door after you come in.
A window breaks somewhere.
Yes, we had some excitement.
Are we now in the room that the fight happened in, or?
No, that'd be on the 3rd floor.
Okay.
So I'll just take you to kind of my general lounge, which is on the 2nd floor.
Well, I would have gotten here faster if I was told to be here.
No worries. Occasionally my ravens like to be rambunctious. I'm still trying to master the trade, as it were. So, you didn't know, and frankly, I thought we would be able to handle it. We're not significantly worse for wear, except Sangfroid lost his hair.
His hair? All of it?
Well, visually, none of it. But they I spotted them taking off a clump and absconding with it.
Was it all the way to the base, or was it just a section of it?
I should be able to recall that if my check was good enough to tell in the first place.
Well, you don't really know because you don't know where if the base is located visually.
Okay. Was there any scalp attached to the hair?
No. There was no blood. It was all hair.
Yeah, it seemed to be just hair. No scalp.
Yeah.
No wig.
No,
Just a fistful of hair.
But they probably took about like 3 to 4 inch in length in hair. Like
A handful.
A handful. He was able to, because he was able to grab it and cut. So, yeah.
There are a lot of uses for hair. That's interesting. And they left afterwards?
Immediately. We've managed to run down one in the streets. He's currently in the under the care of the guard, the watch. And
I think we need to know more about our friend Sangfroid. Why would they go after just his hair?
that's what I asked him. He didn't answer.
I guarantee you he knows.
I do think it may be important for us to acquire something to shield him from unwanted eyes.
There are shops around town. I don't have anything, though. Besides, if one got away, they now know the faces of all of you, and
Faces aren't the problem. Being able to track, faces are easy to shield.
sure, but also they have his hair, which isn't a component for scrying.
Well, you're the magical expert. I can't tell you what the options are, component-wise.
Well, anyways, let's wait for everyone else to awake before we head down to the holding cell.
Yes. Let me see if Rowan's up yet. I will go poke my head outside, see if go check on the stable, see if she's up.
Rowan, you would be awake at this point.
Yeah, I would. I would have some straw in my hair.
Rowan,
Come down the stable, ready to go.
Ori's here, and she brought some pastries.
Ooh, are they free?
Some coffee, but you don't care for it. We might be able to arrange for some tea or some other stimulants of some kind.
I run past you at the mention of pastries.
Yep. And Kelvin kind of spins on his heel and goes back inside.
Where's Ori at when I get inside?
Basically within immediate visual perception of you.
I run towards Ori and I shout, "Pastries!"
I'm gonna throw the box at you.
Oh, wait, that's a second floor.
I roll to catch the box.
Yes, you absolutely can roll to catch the box.
Would that be an athletics?
You can do athletics or acrobatics. I'll let you do either.
I do better with athletics, so we'll do that. I got an 11.
So you go to catch the box and you catch it. One of the pastry does fall out and slump onto the ground.
I immediately pick it up and eat it.
You see Rowan, who immediately goes down for it, tosses the box gently aside, and just carnivorously devours the pastry. What kind of pastry was it?
I don't know.
Strawberry and cream.
There you go.
Oh,
Your
good.
your face, just like on the chin, you have like a dab of strawberry that's just of strawberry glaze. Just
Gonna
kinda
clean
like
her up. Prestidigitation.
that. All right. The magic swirls around you as the dirt and the grime that has been built on you over the past few days vanishes off of you.
I'm clean.
Yeah.
I lick my arm to test it.
Tastes like flesh, less like dirt.
Pretty clean flesh.
You know, I can do that for you at any time you want.
Nah.
I would be more than happy to help keep you clean if we're going to be traveling.
Are you trying to imply that I don't bathe regularly?
Do you bathe regularly?
I bathe enough.
Well, we're going to have a little routine while we're traveling where I'm going to clean you up in the morning.
Rum.
Ladies, if you'll forgive me, I'm gonna go get dressed for the day.
Rowan kind of huffs and whispers, "I am not deadly."
Hey, Sangfroid.
You were murdered in your sleep. Have fun.
Right. Oh no. So everyone else begins to rise and wake. All right.
Now that we've had a full night's rest, anything happen with that temporary hit point total loss I took? 10 points off the top.
Yeah. I need you to roll 3d6 again. In fact, everyone who failed the roll needs to roll 3d6.
Oh, that's very bad. That is 17.
You lose 17 more hit points.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go see a person about a thing.
13 for me.
You lose 13 off your max. You find yourself, after eating a pastry, coughing up of what you think is strawberry, but can very determine that it's blood.
So, I'm technically bloodied right now.
I mean, I have max hit points, but my hit points total is 36, which honestly just makes me feel young again.
If only you knew somebody that had shown signs that they can get rid of this thing.
Yeah, or just, go to a priest and do that too.
Sure. I didn't say I would actually do it. I just said if only I knew.
Yeah. Luckily, he knows Kelvin knows a bunch of people. Now that he's accurately diagnosed that he's fucked.
Sangfroid, as you wake, you stretch, and then a voice enters your mind. Morning, friend. It's your lucky day. Your hit's been called off, so sleep well. I'm sure we'll cross paths again. Until then, dear friend.
Well, that is either really good or really bad.
You can also reply. It is sending.
I do not reply whatsoever.
Oh, okay. He will only be a little sad.
He will remember that.
I didn't like the use of the word friend.
Is that what you say back to him? I do not like your use of the word friend. That's it.
You keep on using this word. I do not think it means what you think it means. I will rub the sleep out of my eye. Embrace my full max hit points. Oh. But then I'll remember that
Yeah, come on.
I'm missing some hair and will be sad about that
Yeah.
for multiple reasons.
Doggo on stream.
Hey!
She finally came up. And she's running away.
And hearing some of the conversations and noisily eating sounds of pastries and the like.
Pastries! Yeah, I shouted pastries.
I will make don my attire and gear and make my way outside. And follow the voices to the all familiar sounds of the three of them chatting.
Come into me looking at my hand with blood on it. Oh, good morning. I have pastries. Looking at the floor.
I look at the box and see the crumbly remains of a box of pastries that were clearly shaken and destroyed thusly. I think I'll just get some heartier food downstairs. But I appreciate the offer and the keeping of your word.
Rowan looks at you. Rowan goes, but pastries.
More for you, no?
She kind of squints at you like she doesn't quite trust you. Suspicious behavior. Has something happened to you with that hair? Are you anymore? And she pokes you.
Do you evade her poke?
I don't evade her poke. Where are you poking me?
Like in the tummy.
Okay. You're expecting to feel like leather armor and clothes. Instead, you feel hard metal. But other than that, I am very much there.
She gives you a very suspicious look. Can I do an insight check, Bo?
What are you inciting? The fact that you touched metal?
Instead of his studded leather, it doesn't make sense.
Oh no, you very much know that you just touched something that was cold and metallic when you were expecting, dead animal skin. Like cured, like you're expecting leather and clothing. You're expecting a fabric and a different kind of texture completely, and what you touched was cold.
Are you even someone named Sangfroid? Who are you?
I introduced myself as Sangfroid, did I not?
Can I knock on his stomach like it's metal?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if Sangfroid would permit it.
I want to knock on it. I want to see if it...
Rowan's coming to, knock on your stomach.
As Sangfroid put up with being touched once, he will prefer not to put up with doing it a second time, so he will try and grab her wrist and stop her from doing so.
All right. Make a contested athletics check.
Nope.
11.
6.
Wow. He attempts
my
to
first, genuinely bad roll of the night.
he attempts to restrain you, and you break out of your restraints. You may make an attack roll to knock upon his tummy.
I rolled an 18 and I get a plus 12, so.
Well, you don't get a full plus 12, but
unless you're trying to touch me with an axe.
Dong dong.
No, I get. What do I get then?
You get your strength plus your proficiency, which I think is still like 8 or 9.
9.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get a 27. So you very much knock, and it sounds like you do 2 hearty knocks, and you know this sound. It sounds like knocks upon full plate. Or a breastplate.
I shout!
Oh no, it has come to this. You have discovered my secret. Beep boop, pop, beep boop.
I think you have more than that as a secret.
I turn to everyone and I'd be like, he feels like cold metal.
It's at this point that Kelvin comes kind of doubled over out of this room. It's like, just for the day, in immaculate, fashionable but understated clothing. Looks up. It's like, anything you want to share with the team here, Sangfroid?
I think I've covered most of the events of last night. They intruded. They took my hair. They left. We captured one. One got away. I think that pretty much catches us up, no?
If you say so.
Or were you talking about the fact that it is clanging against leather? It's just a simple enchantment, much like your fancy armor that changes the way it looks at your command. It's just a fancy glamour, whatever the word is. It is better to keep people off their toes. If they think I'm wearing leather and stuff, they think I am an easier target. But in fact, I'm wearing heavier armor. It's just a ruse to protect myself. As you can see, I am quite popular, so anything to keep myself from being, how you say, murked, I try to do as what I can.
Rowan puts her hands on her hips.
I will be inciting that.
Yeah.
Here.
Rowan says, if that's the case,
All right,
why don't you just make yourself look not like Sangfroid?
If you can, please message me privately what your roles are.
I'm feeling lucky. That aside, Sangfroid.
I'm still waiting for messages from Carl and from Kris.
Sorry.
Was I supposed to roll too?
If you're inciting, yes.
Yeah, I want to insight.
Great, I appreciate you just taking me for my word. You're a good man. Also, you're not here, but that is not beside the point. I have not dealt with any of these issues for the many months we have traveled, and now these two, I've met them for 2 days, and they can't stop trying to read my mind.
Yeah, but you weren't paying them. That's the difference.
Oh, is that the trick? Oh, damn. Should open my pockets to them. I've already spent it all on you.
All right,
Are you going to say something out loud to everyone, or can I?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Did
I
you
do
get
not
mine?
have everyone's roles yet. So, but we won't worry about that yet. So we'll have to give that a minute. Grit, what are you doing? Just sleeping?
Yeah, I was probably sleeping. It probably took me a minute to come downstairs after all that running last night. A lot of exercise.
Yeah, you're only the fastest person here by a long shot.
Hey, look, you don't think Usain Bolt's extremely tired after running?
If everyone can check their Facebook messages so they can know what I've said to them.
You said nothing to me.
I have not said stuff to everyone yet. Please be patient, but please.
I have no
check that.
patience. I'm Rowan.
You don't.
Rowan has no patience.
You have no patience because Virginia has no patience. You filthy Aries.
Then to be able to remove curses or poison effects or anything, would you?
I'm sorry, were you talking to me?
All right, give me one quick moment, everybody. Hi, you three. How are you doing?
Hey, bud.
All right. With Sangfroid and their the way they act, you can read from their body language that uh, they seem very evasive of the question. Pulling on the idea of a glamour. As Calvin, you know that's not uncommon. It very much seems like it's just a very quick ruse that he's put together to conceal more about himself. So he's very obviously being very evasive upon the topic. So there you go.
Okay.
Welcome back.
All right.
Bonjour.
And
Bonjour.
give me one moment. Virginia froze. I'm just gonna go tell her.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye.
But saying, well, I seem to be coughing quite a bit of blood since yesterday.
Probably from a that creature that we all took on that seemed to make such a terrible scene at the festival.
Bit of an understatement, but yeah, yes.
Are you requiring something of me to perhaps aid in this this scenario?
Well, do you have the means to do so?
I don't know. Does everyone here have the means to keep their noses out of business that does not concern them and move along with their day?
Absolutely not.
What are you hiding?
I'm not hiding anything. I've told you everything that you need to know.
You're hiding.
I came here at great expense of myself, traveled hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles to eventually get here to tell you of a threat to your city, and I have been nothing but upfront about that. And since then, everybody has been pretty lackadaisical about said threat, including inviting the man that I said was a threat to be a guest of honor at the festival. So I do not think I am the one here that needs to be more upfront with things. I think people just need to take the stuff that I am saying more seriously, or get the fuck out of my way.
I get closer to you.
With everyone who made an insight check, this feels very genuine.
I get very close to you and I whisper, "Don't tell me I don't take Jarlaxle seriously."
We do, in fact, take Jarlaxle deathly seriously.
I don't care about Joel Axel at all. I just happen to see tens of dozens of people die in front of me. That I take seriously.
Well, I'm glad something gets you to do that.
Are going to threaten me, just know there are ways that I can get information out of your mind if I need to.
I did not threaten you at all. I just said if you do not take what I tell you seriously, then you can be on your way and enjoy your rich, fanciful days doing whatever it is a lord does. Lord or lady, I apologize. But other than that, I've been completely upfront with you with what the information that you need to know, and that is a danger to you and your citizens. Beyond that, it is my own personal business that I do not think you are quite privy to get to know. I've traveled with my fine compatriots for many months now, and he has not asked me a single question. I tell him what he needs to know, and he accepts it willfully. If you cannot do the same, then I do not think you should be coming on this journey.
But how then do we know that we can trust you and that you're not also like Jarlaxle? Jarlaxle lies. That's what concerns me. Lies.
Well, then you have nothing to be afraid of, because everything I have told you is the truth.
Well, I have to ask this then. How successful were you in thwarting this man's plans before meeting us?
I have not been very successful at all.
So then you would admit that on your own, you're not very well equipped.
I am not, but the only thing worse than being on my own is being with people that are not going to do what the fuck I say when I say so.
You're not the boss of us.
I am if you are coming on this mission. It is my mission.
No.
It is my information. It is my quest.
It is not your quest.
I brought it to you. Who else would it be?
We've been fighting Jarlaxle way before you came into this picture.
You do not look like you have been fighting him. I only saw you hovering in the skies, enjoying your view, while the other two here rubbed elbows with him. That does not look like fighting to me. It looks like getting quite cozy. So do not tell me you've been fighting, Jarlaxle. You've been here gaining your own notoriety and fame and wealth and fortune. Do not tell me.
Rowan's gonna draw her axe, guys, because she's pissed off.
Sangfroid is noticeably frustrated, and in any of his jovial, light, airy personality has all but eroded at this point.
I would
Rowan.
probably be making my way down the stairs by now. Or
Sangfroid, my point is that as you have been traveling now, you have not been successful. Am I correct?
True. I'm
So then
not claiming that I have been, but again,
logical to say that you would need help.
from people who actually are wanting to be useful and helpful instead of bothering with unimportant things that have nothing to do with them.
The issue is that if I'm going to be helpful to you, I'm not indispensable. I'm not your bodyguard. I am not betrothed to you.
This is all very true, but again, I do not even remember inviting you to help me in any of this. You kind of invited yourselves. I came to your superiors and higher-ups in hopes of them taking my words of warning seriously, and they did not. So in order to get them to actually take it seriously, I was told I need to bring more proof, so that is what I am doing. Simple as that. I do not need to take him down. I just need enough proof to tell your people who can actually do something about this what the fuck is going on so they can get off their asses and actually do something instead of getting into the politics of things.
Well, they're taking care of it by sending me. And looking at Rowan and Calvin,
True.
not entirely even sold that it is Jarlaxle at all. I think you've got the two of them riled up, chasing after an old demon of theirs. I'm simply here to keep an eye on all of you.
That is perfectly fine, but your eyes don't need to do any talking, do they?
Rowan still has her hand on her axe.
So Grit, you're like standing like 4 or 5 stairs up, just like witnessing this entire fiasco happen.
is the did she drop the muffin basket or the pastry baskets?
It's on the ground still, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
The
going
box
to
is flopped open.
slowly walk down the stairs and pick up the muffin basket. Or the pastry basket. I don't know why I want to keep calling them muffins.
I think technically muffins might constitute pastries.
Grit, if you will, please make a stealth check.
Don't think so.
Rowan is going to take a deep breath, and she's going to say in a quieter tone, "We are going to find out how to stop Jarlaxle." And she's looking at you, Sangfroid, and she goes, "You may come along if you'd like."
I got 13.
It boils down to this. We're going to the same place for nominally the same ends. There's no particular reason for us to not take the same boat. Because if you hadn't procured one with your conversation with the Open Lord, then I would have procured one either through her or independently. Now, Jarlaxle happens to be somebody who operates in the shadows. We've been I've been dealing with his operations in the background for years now, trying to track, trying to gather intelligence, trying to maintain his be ready for when he makes his move. Now that we have an indicator of where that move may be coming from specifically, I am most certainly taking a personal hand in making sure we get the information needed to cut him off.
That sounds all wonderful. Look, I will help you in doing this. I do not have a problem with that. And I will give you all the relevant information that you need to know. If there's anything that I can provide that is relevant to the quest at hand, I will provide it freely, willingly, without issue. Everything else is my business. And I just ask that you respect that and understand I do not need to tell you everything in my entire life story. I owed this. I don't know who the fuck you are, pointing at Ori, and you two I've heard from stories. None of you are anything to me other than a means to an end.
Ooh, that's Virginia.
That's fine. But I'm going to start muttering and doing incantations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put my hand into my components pouch and pull out a smearing of some sort of oil and smear it across my eyes and cast True Seeing.
All right. Just so you know, Sangfroid, you can see him beginning to spellcast, or see her beginning to spellcast.
If I can see that, I will respond to it.
Okay. These are reactions in this regard.
Okay.
If you have reactions that can respond to it. So Grit, what would be your reaction?
Oh, well, if it's a reaction, never mind. I was gonna try to throw a muffin at her.
I mean, I'm okay with you throwing a muffin. It doesn't stop the spell.
No, but it's startling enough.
All right. So, and Sangfroid, just let so you see this as well. So,
I mean, if it's a literal reaction, I don't. Well, I have Warcaster, so I can cast spells as a reaction. That's just leaving. That's opportunity attack.
Yeah, that is opportunity.
So he's not leaving my threat range per se.
It would be more. It would.
So
also
I mean, as an actual reaction, I don't have any sort of spell prepared that would counteract anything as a reaction. I can take actions to do stuff, but if it is a reaction,
then Ori, as you complete the spell, you smear your eyes and give yourself true sight. A muffin hits you across the head, and Sangfroid, would you like to let Ori know what Ori sees?
Ori sees a man of similar height, but a little probably a little bit more sturdy and stocky than Sangfroid kind of appears to be, clad in black full plate armor with golden accents, including his weapon and shield are much finer than their original appearance leads on to believe. Kind of chunky gauntlets with chains wrapped around them, and a what weapon does the guy with silver eyes?
Oh, pause.
Hey guys, I was disconnected. I don't know what's happening.
All good. Just give it a second. This is a private moment. All right, you're good to go. She's great.
The guy with silver eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What weapon does he use? Does he use like
you don't know
pistols and stuff?
You don't know.
Oh, I thought he attacked me. He just spotted me.
Yeah, he's a spot. A majority, and everything you've seen him do has been with his bare hands.
Oh, okay. He's never attacked me with a weapon or anything like that.
No, he's just very menacingly come at you in different ways, but it's all
gotcha.
been with
Okay,
his bare hands.
I for some reason was thinking I was like attacked, so I was thinking about that. So so sorry, JG, about that. But my complexion, while very light skinned previously, changes much more to an ashen gray complexion with some markings coming up the sides of my neck that are kind of goldish, yellowish in color, with a scraggly, unkempt mess of hair minus a chunk of it which has been unceremoniously removed. That is has kind of an appearance of like burning embers or coals, just that kind of like glowing effect of kind of getting brighter and then dulling, and and kind of random patterns. Basically, something that you probably would have seen maybe once or twice throughout your years is something identifiable as a fire genocide. With bright golden eyes, irises.
Gotcha.
And the very beginnings, but not very thick, but kind of a 5 o'clock shadow of dark, dark and kind of blackish hair on his face. Not very thick, but you know, the makings of somebody trying to grow a beard that doesn't have as much beard growing capacity, but it's not patchy. It's just not thick. It's just you know, it's just kind of a bunch of black peach fuzz, almost.
Kind of like what I got going on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not as thick as you know, similar coverage to mine, but not thick, long hair. It's just you know, little tiny, you know, 5 o'clock shadow kind of a thing going on, and then a red piece of fabric that's kind of keeping the hair out of his face because it's just kind of overgrown and not tended to or cut. It's just kind of and someone who looks very tired. Just
Gotcha.
very, very worn down and
What
sick
age
of all of this.
like? What age around?
Their age at this point, they'd probably be somewhere early to mid 20s.
Okay, gotcha.
So they look fairly young.
Okay.
All right, going back live.
Jealousy.
All right, so the muffin hits across Ori's forehead. Her eyes turn iridescent as she starts glancing about and then focuses on Sangfroid and Sangfroid's and just stare piercing through Sangfroid. Sangfroid, you see Ori just kind of staring you down with these eyes that haunt you, similarly like to the eyes of the moon-eyed man.
Yeah, and the Orphan Lord.
And the Open Lord.
I'm just gonna look her, being somewhat familiar at this point with what's happening. I'm just gonna kind of look her in her eyes, just you know, my eyes kind of squinting and just kind of staring daggers back at Ori.
Just gonna stare for like 30 seconds and say, "You are more interesting than I thought."
Kelvin is just literally just going to curl into a chair, put his head in his hands. It's just like, I have never been jealous of spellcasters, except for that one thing.
By the way, do I see anything else in the room besides the astral plane?
Yeah, there's about 50 different drow that are just hiding all around you. No, but as you look about,
like
It's Jarlax
everywhere.
you will see like this like ethereal like bear that's like looks like it's swimming through water through the ethereal plane. Its back legs have like back feet have like long flippers on them, like that of diving shoes.
I'm gonna run up and try to pet it.
Your hands just kind of pass through it as all of you see Ori just kind of randomly like.
You do see that Kelvin is dressed in fairly rugged, studded leather armor.
Right.
As you almost, as you're doing this, you almost don't recognize someone walking through the ethereal bear, who you almost start petting like a cat. A tall man with long hair, all of it's kind of greased back. He has his hands in his pocket. He's got a cigarette in his mouth. Scraggly face scratchings and a long coat with the collar popped.
Who the fuck is this?
Let's see if I'm right.
Calvin. You recognize this person who is the runner of the establishment called the Tiger's Eye.
Is this fucking Vincent Trench?
Yes, it is.
It is indeed Vincent Trench.
I look
And I
up.
recognize him.
Vincent, how can I help you?
Give me one quick second. Sorry.
Notice how he came upstairs without anybody having any issue with it.
He's probably on a admit, unless there's a standing order not to admit.
Yeah, I know. I just thought it was funny. Considering Ori's ordeal.
Or he doesn't come over super often.
And he comes up and he talks to you. He takes a, and then he goes over to the window, looking out of it. Some of your men came get assistance from me. I can understand why. You got some tough questions. But I got you some tough answers. Whenever you're ready to talk, just let me know.
The wind always tastes like rain.
Yeah. You just hear in the distance, Vincent Trench.
Let's sure step into my office, and I step into my office.
Ori's gonna lay down on the floor and just be staring at all the crazy shit.
I'm going to make my way downstairs to go get myself a heartier meal. But on my way out, as Ori lays on the floor, I'm going to kind of lower myself down on my toes, bending my knees, so I can get as close to her as without actually getting on the ground itself, and just say softly, "I know you saw what you saw, so you can heal your fucking self." And I get back up and I walk downstairs.
All right.
Oh, you're just gonna hear a soft, "That's fine. I know your weakness."
I just keep moving. I don't acknowledge it.
All right. So Vincent Trench will follow Calvin into a private room. And with that, I'm going to take Carl privately just for a short moment. All right. So Vincent follows in behind you. He, as you kind of find a place to sit, he keeps standing. His hand in his pocket. He pulls it out, pulls off the cigarette, puts it out in his own hand. And you can see he just kind of sweeps the ashes into his pocket and puts the butt of the cigarette into his other. You got a lot on your hands here, Waterson.
Kelvin nods.
It's a big city. And she's beautiful. I understand that you love the girl. But she may be a goner this time, Calvin. She's going through a lot right now.
What have you got?
Literally no smoke. He's just breathing out that way. Like the so accustomed to it. Your man. Sangfroid De Sand. What a name. You know it means cold-blooded, right?
I hadn't tried to do a linguistic search on it yet.
Well, it's fitting. I know who your guy is.
Please enlighten me.
I can't.
Can you tell me why you can't?
Not my secret to give. You know the rules of the game, Calvin. Some secrets can't be told by me. They can't be told by anyone.
Fair enough.
Time will come. You'll get your answers.
Well, I appreciate you coming down here to let me know.
Don't act like that's the only thing.
Of course not.
He pulls out another cigarette. You mind?
Help yourself.
Just like his thumb just lights on fire because he knows that you know, so he doesn't care. Sometimes, you look a little too deeply into things. You distrust too much. You got a strong network of people who trust you. And you have trust them. You trust them. But the people who are the closest to you, who need to really work with you, they need your trust right now. Sangfroid needs your trust right now. Rowan, Ori, little kobold person. I didn't get their name.
That would be great. Seems like a stand-up gentleman.
Indeed he does. You want to know why the commander of Rowan, he just tips it into the ashes in his hand. Why I wouldn't say anything, wouldn't let, made the command to not let Rowan talk to Savra.
Yep.
Did you think it through? Did you find your own conclusion?
Carl is at a loss. Kelvin is clever enough to possibly figure something out on his own.
She's grieving, Waterson. She's now the lady of the house. She takes the name. She takes the mantle.
That's right. Was that her? Savra's related to whom again?
Hold's her father.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold Bella Bronta, Savra Bella Bronta.
I sorry, I forgot that Savra's last name.
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. My bad.
That's all good. It's all good. Suddenly, it all makes sense. You're like, oh yeah, they're related. Super, all good. But he says, that's not all. I've been hiding some news from you, Waterson. I've been afraid of how you'd react, because you react sometimes a little too much. You care sometimes just a little too much.
Kelvin will raise an eyebrow and kind of wave to continue.
I heard your friend was pretty mad at Layrel. You spoke to her the other day. Word got around.
Kelvin wouldn't interrupt.
Layrel's trying her best. She's not telling much, but I can tell you this. Her power's fading. Her magic is waning. She's a creature before the spell plague. She's got a disease. All before then really kind of do.
All four of them. Laryl. Again, this should be information that Kelvin should probably be able to pluck out, but Carl needs a little.
The four sisters?
The four sisters. The four sisters. That's right.
Well, there's four of the seven sisters. Yeah. She is the second oldest, I think. But you got times. She's doing what she can. But these things are tricky. And now we've got this citizen showing up. The crazy thing is, he gave a name. Name turns up nothing. And Hold? I don't think he's a hidden lord. Can't say for sure, but search the home. Talk to a few folks. No mantle. No robes. No mask.
It's possible he could have been stolen.
It's possible he could have passed it on to someone else. But no one knows if he was or wasn't. But everyone thinks that he was, and all citizens think that he was. A hidden lord who gave his life for the cause.
Took a lot of people with him when he did.
Yeah, I bet he didn't see that coming. Those are crazy beasts.
Yes, I have to attend to my own heart. I just cough and kind of wince. I actually have to attend to my own wounds from that fight.
You've been diseased, Waterson. You need to take care of that now. It'll kill
Uh,
you in days.
That's my next stop.
Good. It won't be the last of them. Fleetswick's a long, long holiday of hell for them.
Yeah.
10 days of festivals. 10 days of opportunity. Well. Is there anything else you need of me? Your men know where to find me.
I will let you know. I always appreciate it.
Of course. But Calvin, don't let him get lazy by coming to me.
Nah, I'll have words with him.
He just walks out.
Who is Ori is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, Trench will just walk out of the office that he was in with Waterson, and then just walk out of the building, not looking at anyone else or saying a word, just smoking on a new cigarette.
Okay. By the way, Sangfroid's money is no good here. Whatever he needs is on the house. Which I meant to say before we had another NPC come in.
I assume you would have, as soon as I stayed here, you would have told the staff. So
Yeah, the staff would have been so informed.
yeah,
Cohen wouldn't have told you.
no, it's yeah.
So Kelvin will come out after just not quite on the heels of Trench, but soon afterwards.
You will come out to a room that only has Ori laying on the floor, playing with things that you cannot see because everyone else had left.
At this point, I'm gonna have like my hands trying to like claw into the wood floors, and I'm just gonna be like staring up like wide-eyed.
I'm gonna get down on one knee. It's like, Ori, would you like a hand?
No, I want to stay here for a while.
All right, I'm gonna be trying to make peace with our compatriots and seeing a priest, and then going to the watch.
A priest. You wouldn't also happen to be coughing up blood.
I believe we were both got hit by the same disease.
Yeah, I should come with you.
I would recommend it.
Both to make amends and to deal with this. I'm gonna kind of put a hand out while very shakily trying to get up.
I'm going to go downstairs. Is that where people are?
As you start heading,
Yes, I'm trying to get up to get up.
Yeah, I will help you up as much as Calvin can help anybody get up, which is
where's everyone else located?
I am downstairs at a table eating a heartier breakfast than pastries. Bacon
This
and
and
eggs
I are
and
both down.
sausage.
I mean, sorry, Grit and I are both downstairs. Grit gave me. I called you Thisk. Oops.
Yeah, I know.
it's happening to the best of us.
Grit gave me the pastries after we had a brief scuttle for them.
Some of us call
goodness.
ourselves our old characters.
As the morning is quiet, other than the few of you rambunctious few, you're the only folks that are down there. Not much longer after, you'll see a man who will enter in very plain-looking clothes, a bit of a square jaw, more of a larger nose, and a very just kind of relaxed look on his face. As he looks around, he'll see Sangfroid, and he'll walk over to your table and walk to your table. Very much his eyes drawn right on you, walking very slowly and calming. If you make eye contact, he'll give like a gentle smile.
I'll give him kind of a like half-assed smile back, and then go to my breakfast while kind of using my peripherals to like watch what he is doing.
He comes up to you and he gently kind of bows and he says, "Are you Sangfroid?"
That depends who's asking.
You match your description. Yeah, you can call me Gillester Silvermane.
He's nice to make your acquaintance, Mr. Silvermane. How can I help you? I'm kind of in the middle of breakfast.
He says, "I'm sorry to interrupt. I come to bring you some news. Consider me your emissary, the voice link that you have between yourself and Laeral Silverhand."
Ah, you are like her messenger boy.
At the moment, I come to bring you news.
And what might that be from her mighty on the high?
Wanted to inform you of what ship you'll be taking
Oh,
and where you can find it.
you will not be ready until tomorrow, correct?
Tomorrow morning.
At first light, I hope.
Should be ready, if not just shortly after.
Wonderful. And do tell.
You'll be taking a ship called the Tide Caller.
Is this at all a name of a ship that sounds familiar?
No.
Has it been a ship that I've been on at all in the past couple months? Is just a
Conveniently,
ship?
it's the one you took to Neverwinter the first time. You know, just casually. No, you have not been on.
Okay.
You have not been on this one.
Okay. And it doesn't sound overly familiar to me.
No, it is not.
Okay.
And your captain will be Nemi Nomura.
Nemi?
Captain Nomura. Nemi Nomura.
And what might this captain look like?
He's quite identifiable. Once you see the ship, it has bright blue sails. You won't need much else.
All right. Quite vague for a messenger boy, but I suppose something is better than nothing. I appreciate you bringing this to me.
Yes. Well, let's just say some things are worth a surprise, and every journey needs moments of enjoyability, even when it comes to important matters.
Fair enough, but I will say, Mr. Silvermane, I have been in this city not 2 days, and I have had my full of surprises, I think, for some time now.
I feel for you on that, and I wish to apologize on behalf of Waterdeep and all that is going on. His eyes turn downward.
It is not your fault.
Well, he puts a gold on the table. Let me cover your breakfast. To better mornings.
Sure. Thank you.
Of course.
I'll, leave it for the staff.
If you need to find me...
The staff are whispering amongst themselves. It's like, wait, do we take his money then? And the experienced person in the back is going to be like, yes, we'll take his money.
If you need to find me, you can find me in the Hall of Guilds.
The Hall of Guilds.
Yes.
And what part of the city is this Hall of Guilds?
You can find it in the Trades Ward, not too far from here.
Yes, the guilds. The city is very keen on keeping everything categorized, and nobody steps out the line. You can only do certain things.
Making sure people don't get taken advantage of, especially for their skills and labor.
Sure, or keep people from doing anything that they're capable of doing if they've not gotten permission and paid to do so. I totally understand.
Either way, you can find me with the Guild of Chandlers and Lamplighters. If you ever need any help, I'm here to light the way. He kind of gives a little laugh.
I appreciate it. Perhaps I will see you around.
I hope so. I wish you speed in your journey. May Umberly make sure the waters go safe and quickly for you.
Well, after all that gold you dumped in the sea, she better fucking do so.
Don't spite the gods. It can come back to harm you, especially from one such as Umberly. She's not so keen and known for being kind. Or forgiving.
I wasn't aware of that. Can't imagine why they call her the bitch queen.
Well, you have a tough journey and a long day. I'll let you be. And he'll start making his way to the exit.
And Temper will go back to his breakfast and just ignore the gold coin that's sitting on the table.
I didn't know Timber was here.
All right. So what's everyone else doing?
Rowan is sitting in a corner eating pastry.
A corner of the downstairs.
Yes.
All right. So you're devouring pastries. Grit, what are you doing?
I would have been making my way after giving the pastries to Rowan to get some better breakfast with Sangfroid.
All right. So yeah, you would have. You probably would have been at the table just eating your own food then. Overhearing what was shared.
Yeah, Sangfroid wasn't being very secretive or quiet about it. He was just having a conversation.
All right, so Calvin and Ori, you'll come down to sing Sangfroid and Grit at one table, eating well-made breakfasts of different meats and eggs and some fruits. And Rowan, who is still devouring with a messy face and chest full of pastries.
That's how I like it.
You can see at the window just Snaggletooth looking like against the glass at the pastries.
He's out of the stable?
Huh?
He's out of the stable?
The smell of pastries will bring him from a million miles away.
I'll go feed him some pastry.
You run outside, he's immediately like, you throw it a pastry, just like his crooked beak just like catches like part of it like falls out, and he like attempts to try to grab that bit, drops the other bit, and then catches that one. The other one hits the ground as he just kind of eats that along with like a little bit of the dirt.
Good snaggy.
What a majestic creature.
He's beautiful.
Does Ori see anything weird through the walls? Like seeing other people do weird stuff?
You can't see through
You can't
walls.
see through walls.
Oh shit!
You just see things how they truly are. You do not have X-ray vision.
A couple of walls seem like extra wooden. Like really, really woody.
Sorry, I was thinking of a different thing. My bad.
Yeah.
You should see the ghost we have downstairs.
True.
Yeah, you will see Liff, who seems to be up in the rafters cleaning out cobwebs invisibly.
Or he's just gonna stare at him.
So it's a half-elf specter. Which specters, of course, are usually malicious, malaligned spirits.
Kind of bad.
Hey, I see you up there.
Hey,
Liff kind of turns.
Like, leave alone. He does good work.
Keep up the good work up there.
Kind of turns and slowly looks at you. The expression is of this ghoulish face. It doesn't really register happiness or sadness or contempt or disdain. Just kind of this anguished, twisted expression. And just kind of turns and looks at you, and then turns back to what he was doing.
Cool. Or he's gonna take a seat and just be looking at everything, just way zoned out.
I will also take a seat and signal for a breakfast.
And they will bring you a breakfast as well.
One breakfast, please.
One breakfast, please.
One Kelvin special, which I'm not describing because I have no idea currently.
One of the waitresses who works there will come and bring her breakfast and says, "Oh, Lord Waterson, are you going to the boat races today?"
Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to make my way there today.
That's a shame. I have my money today on I think the Sea Ward's gonna win this year. They have such great vessels every year, but I think this year they have the captain and crew to finally make it happen.
And which, refresh me, which ship is it?
Ooh, the Polished Pearl is so pretty. Oh, they painted the whole thing white, and the sails are they have these gold details. Oh, I would like to have a ship like that one day.
I don't know. In my experience, it's hard. It's dubious to bet against the Dockward in the boat races.
Oh, I know. They almost always win. But this year I'm feeling it. It's going to be the Sea Ward. It's going to be. She's gonna go. She's gonna leave, just reassuring herself.
Calvin makes a mental note to make sure she gets a bonus if the Sea Ward doesn't win.
And with the person who does your account keeping, he pretty much looks at it and says, "All right, already noted." She'll be paid. She'll be paid a few extra coin on.
He's probably the bookie.
Yeah. Right. He's like, I took her money, but I just kind of put it in her next paycheck anyway.
That would be actually a very clever way of allowing my employees to bet without biting them in the rear.
Hey, Buzz.
Yes.
Is my appearance able to change?
Is your what?
Appearance able to change, or is it locked into the one?
No, you can change it. You can
Okay,
change it to whatever you
I didn't
want.
know if it was a specific.
No, I think you can change it to whatever you want it to be. It is fluid.
Got it.
Oh boy.
All right, so sitting down after that exchange, Sangfroid, I owe you an apology.
Is that so?
I do beg for your forgiveness. I've spent the last 4 years with my nightmares haunted by people coded by illusions, clever disguises, threatening all I hold dear. It is something I have put immense amount of skill and energy into being able to spot and identify. And I cannot say I am comfortable knowing that illusionists are in my general vicinity. That said, you appear to have the trust of Silverhand, and I will attempt to manage my issues.
You are worried that I am potentially him, and I'll turn my visage to look like Dralaxel from the opening festival.
And just
Hmm.
and because I'd had my hands kind of like hand and fork, you see just my hand with my knife in it twitch a bit, just and then settle back into it's. Frankly, it would be ridiculous to assume that you were Jalaxel himself. That'd be a poor placement, a waste of his energies. But there's nothing to say that you could not be one of his underlings or agents.
Or
Attempting
perhaps even more dangerous. Who knows?
Indeed.
I'll revert back to Sangfroid. I assure you, I am not a danger compared to that man. Not to you, anyway. To that elven woman, maybe, but to you, not so much. But if I had to guess, I think you could speak with your friend, and she can confirm once and for all that I am not a Jurlaxel or anything similar.
I expect if you had been, she would have mentioned it. And I will try not to pry further.
Ori's 5 feet away from you, by the way.
Oh yeah, I know you came downstairs.
No, I'm at the next table, just there.
Yeah,
Well-
I kind of guided us to go sit at your table, and she just veered off nonetheless.
Well, considering I have a fairly good idea of the kind of magic that she was able to perform, I'm pretty sure she can set any mind at ease that when I turned into Jurlaxel, that was not my true form.
It's true. It's so much weirder.
I kind of stuff my face full of food for a second, and then chew, and like.
And from that, you're gonna hear a knock from like the inside of the tavern door. As you kind of all turn to see what it is, you're gonna see a middle-aged human man, decently fit for his age, definitely definitive like arms, the body of a former adventurer for sure, but someone who stays physically active, wearing very just ragged clothes, little bits of stains and whatnot on his white shirt that have been rolled up over his elbows. You'll notice that the most distinctive aspect is definitely like how he is his facial hair. He has like a handlebar mustache that connects into these long chops, and his hair, as you can tell, has been for a long time beginning to recede, as he has a little central tuft that sticks a little further out, but the rest of it decently balding. You know this man, of course, to be the owner and the runner of the establishment, the Yawning Portal, Durnan.
Sangfroid will speak up. Durnan, what are you doing here?
He kind of looks at you. Do I know you?
Oh, where are my manners? I am Sangfroid De Sand. Your name stretches up and down the Sword Coast. You're very famous.
Well, what can I say? The Yawning Portal does its job well.
I have
good
not
to
had the
meet you.
pleasure of going there this trip, but I look forward to taking a tour and seeing the famous hole in the floor for myself.
You should definitely come on by. Under mountains always beckon. It's much nicer than this dump. As he'll come over and shake hands with you, Calvin.
Durnan, how can I be of assistance this morning? Would you like some food?
No, I ate before I got here. Yesterday was the first, but I heard you were a little busy, so I thought I'd come today to collect Bonnie's investments. Her tithing, if you will.
I'm sorry, who is this Bonnie person?
She's just a small owner in this establishment, so I come and collect a few funds for her time to time.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought Calvin was the owner.
Well, he's one of them.
I am the majority owner
The proprietor, for sure.
and that. It
But
spares me a moment, Durnan.
not a worry, not a worry. He looks at you. I just collect on her behalf since she's traveling.
Ah, she is a traveler.
Hmm.
A kindred spirit.
Yep, last I heard, silly girl been in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I was there not too long ago.
You might have crossed paths.
Perhaps. What does this person look like?
Oh, she's about yay high. She got this beautiful summer auburn hair, very fair skin. She's just been smothered in freckles, and she's got an accent you'll never forget. And she's a very sweet girl.
Well, I
She
think I would remember such a person, and I do not think we crossed paths with anyone like that. Grit, do you remember anything like that?
Grit, you do. This is one of the people who actually helped you because everyone else there was being an asshole.
Oh yeah, I think crap. I can't do the accent anymore. Sorry.
Find it!
I gotta find it. Sorry. I would.
Think of a phrase that brings out the accent.
Yeah, I always have like a go back. Like,
It's kind of like if you're gonna be Joe from Family Guy, you just say Peter.
Peter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, there you go. That's how you get into the voice. So how do you do? What's the key word for this accent? The line you can do in this accent.
I'm gonna have to mute myself.
Okay,
There
go
you
ahead.
Well, he's muting himself.
I got the voice back. I remember now. She was a pretty girl.
You did not tell me of this person.
And she was really nice. She helped me out.
Why is this the first time hearing of this? You meet a
I mean-
beautiful woman and you do not tell me? Do you not think Sangfroid would want to know about a beautiful woman in your city where we were staying?
I mean, all she did was give me some food.
Listen here, friend. If you need a pretty lady for a night, I know plenty that would just eat you up.
It would not be the first.
So, but that's very nice. It's good to hear that her kind heart still survives even in a hellhole like Baldur's Gate. She needed to get the fuck out of there. Jesus. Anyway, or not Jesus, Gond, whatever God you believe in. I'm starting this new religion.
Bro, quick question.
Yeah.
You just call him God. You just
Your share
he doesn't have a name.
He's
Just God.
per what? Quarterly income?
It's a paltry amount that you have separately summed up. That's separate from the amount that I told you.
Okay, good. Then I will just go over to my lock boxes and get out the pre-established.
All the income I gave you was based on your taking,
Nice.
not on a whole amount. It's based on your net growth. So any other amount. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
No, the number I gave you was your money, the money you made.
Oh, in that case, I'm gonna go refund myself the chunk I gave to Gillen.
Or Gillen. Doing menial work.
While getting
I'm
the
like-
profits of this place on top of it. Gillen's doing pretty well
Alright.
for himself.
Well, he takes
It's
a
like he's
small
working
satchel.
2 jobs. I mean, who would ever do that?
All right, so Durnan will take the small satchel. Much obliged.
Always a pleasure, Durnan. I'll try to be by sometime after the holiday.
Of course, we miss having your presence. Not like the old days, like when that troll attacked and everything.
I, to this day, cannot believe I survived that night.
Wait, you mean to tell
Oh.
me you, skinny as you are, you survived a troll attack?
Oh, this skinny bastard? What he did to evade the troll is he jumped in and over the pit onto a bucket to hold on for dear life to escape the bitch while I killed it.
That seems more believable, actually.
My clever plan to help, because I knew enough about trolls to know that I had nothing that could hurt it, is I stabbed it with a straw off of a sturge,
That
which
is
should
actually
keep
fairly
it bleeding out.
That is fairly
I gotta admit, Calvin's always been clever.
You read enough about adventuring, you try to pick up a few things.
If you ever come by, you'll definitely hear some of his praises from one of our locals. If you, and of course, he's not done shutting up about his new book. So you may want to wait a month or two, because well, I don't know, maybe longer, because by the time in a month or two he's done writing about his book, he's gonna start ranting about how he needs money for his new one. Are you a person of literature? Was it Sangfroid?
I am a decently well-read man, probably not to the levels of the lord and lady here. Different upbringings and all, but
Listen, most of my learning was done through a sword and through the blood of my enemies. So
now that is a teaching moment right there.
to each their own in that regard. Blood and sweat. Anyway, I can't renege on the fact that if you are a traveler and you equivalently time to time pick up a tome, we are the go-to establishment for Volathamp Gadarn.
What was this individual's name again? Sorry, I had something in my ear.
His name is Volathamp Gadarn.
Volathamp.
Volo's Guide to Waterdeep, Volo's Guide to Monsters, Volo's Guides to Spirits and Poltergeists. A few of his notary works.
Oh, you mean Volo?
Uh,
See,
Yeah.
and yes, I am familiar with the man. He's a chatty one, if I recall.
Yeah. Have you met him?
No, again, you hear stories up and down the coast when you travel. He is equally famous to the rest of you.
All right. Well, it seems like you have quite a collection of stories.
Many more to tell, I hope.
We would love to hear him at the Yawning Portal. Plenty of listening ears. And,
Maybe one day I will grace your presence with several of them if I am ever so inclined.
you come on by the first drinks on me.
Now that is an offer.
It says, "All right. Well, pleasure meeting you, and you too, little one." As he kind of pats you gently on the shoulder, Grit.
You can feel the weight of the blood of 1,000 kobolds.
He literally touches you, and your eyes like go white and start spiraling, and you're like, "Grandmother."
My ancestors.
I can feel the blood coursing through your veins.
Or
But
he's
yeah.
gonna reach out and grab his arm.
Oh, he was about to say goodbye to you, so but you do so. Lady Ori.
Wide-eyed, I see you, and I see so much.
Oh, you got some smear right here.
Yeah.
How long you been on it?
A long time.
Oh, good. You'll be done soon then. Well, see you, lady. See you later. Good seeing you, Lady Ori and Calvin. Sangfroid. He kind of just like gestures at Grit.
And I'll like spin around, I'll spin around in my chair. My name's Grit.
Grit, like it. And and then in the corner, he as he walks out, he'll just be like, "Rowan."
She nods.
Yeah, and he'll make his leave.
Give our best to your friend Bonnie.
Can do. As he kind of just like gestures at the sack. All right.
Lord Waterson, you did not tell me that there were other owners of this establishment.
Yes, I have a 50% stake. Bonnie has a 25% stake, gifted to her by the previous stakeholder,
Oh, that is very generous.
and Gillum, our other compatriot, who
This
is a
is
magistrate.
the sorcerer man that adventured with you many years ago.
Yes,
Ah, yes. Still would like to meet that one.
we'll see what can be arranged on the return trip.
We are off tomorrow morning. Assuming you three are still deciding to come along.
You certainly would have difficulty stopping us.
I don't know if I should be offended or just laugh it off.
We all make choices.
Well, and I'm looking at both you and Ori. In your current state, I don't know how much of a fight it would be. You should probably get yourselves checked out.
That's next on the to-do list.
Wonderful. Shall we go get you squared away?
Certainly.
I fancy a jog about town. Taking the sights while I'm here, I think.
Yeah, Kelvin will make their way to. He'd be making a beeline basically for the Temple of Timora.
All right, to the Temple of Timora. Interesting choice. All right, is there anything else that anyone is looking to do with their day, or is everyone looking to travel in a group?
I'm going with Calvin to get healed.
Yeah, I'll go with Calvin and Ori.
All right, so you're traveling as a group heading towards the Temple of Timora, and that is what we'll call game.
Woo!
Yay! Well,
We did it.
all right, you had some harrowing moments, and you had a lot of silly, fun moments, and some familiar faces.
Oh, why would you take my hair? You could have taken my hand or my foot. You had to take my
Not
hair?
your beautiful hair.
Sangfroid, please.
Oh man, I am super
My
curious.
beautiful Sangfroid hair?
It's okay. It grows back. Maybe. Does
Well,
it grow back?
In time.
sometimes.
Anyway, if you would like to give in your inspiration, this is the time to choose who should receive your
I know
inspiration.
who I'm giving mine to.
All right, who are you giving it to?
Virginia. Me and you getting left behind, squad.
Damn.
Again,
No.
the two people that were have contacted you were under the impression we had contacted you. So I'm saying did not mess up.
It's the
There was
DM's fault.
that, and
It's my fault.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it was just miscommunication on all of us.
Yeah, there was some wonky lag in our communications going on about that time.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
And with that, Rowan, who would you like to give your inspiration to?
I'm gonna give it to Grit for throwing a muffin at Ori's face.
So that was actually supposed, like, it didn't come out clearly, but I was supposed to underhand toss the muffin to Ori to try to make her catch it while she was performing the spell.
Oh, so she
But
wouldn't
it just
perform
came
the
out and I
spell.
chucked it.
That is also my fault.
Well, he didn't
I
express
didn't
it
communicate
clearly.
that clearly.
I mean,
and it is a different enough concept.
Yeah. Again, it's still fun. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The bonker in the face with it is just as likely to work.
Break your concentration. Technically, if it does 1 damage, she has to make a roll.
I just want someone to animate, to make one of our non-existent fans, please make us an animation of Ori having a muffin being tossed at her violently by Grit as soon as she can see into the ether.
She just sees that weird swimming bear, and then through it comes the muffin.
Yeah. I can see all the colors!
There.
It's an ethereal muffin, and then it hits her. Oh no, it's a real muffin.
Yeah. All right. Grit, who's your going to?
Oh man, everyone did such a good job this game. Mine's gonna go to Sangfroid. It almost seems bad to do it that way. I don't know why, just because we're grouped together so much, but just the emotion behind the "fuck you" statement.
Gotta love a good fuck you.
Yeah.
All right. Calvin.
I will also be giving mine to Sangfroid for putting up with my invasive bullshit. Our collective invasive bullshit, I guess.
It was an intense moment.
Mm.
All right, Sangfroid.
Mine is going to Ori for sparring with me and finding out at least a portion of my secret, and being the first in the party to technically do so.
I did literally everything in my power to ferret stuff out.
Yeah. Well, again, like it's hard to keep secrets when you have a fucking wizard in the party.
Hey man,
Nice.
don't be mad.
And I gotta ask,
Well,
out of the NPCs today, which NPC were you the happiest to see?
Durnan!
Oh, Durnan, easy.
Bonnie.
In or out of character?
technically I didn't see
Either,
him today.
both.
In character was probably most happy to see Trench. Like
Out of character, Darnan.
out of character.
Never
Durnan.
happy to see Trench.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
didn't expect Durnan to show up, and then I was sitting here being like, shit, I don't have enough money left to pay this percentage that I should have remembered I owed.
But yeah,
Oh, okay.
no, like I was happy to see Durnan from Chris's perspective. Obviously, Sangfroid doesn't really know any of these people, but he's heard them, and Durnan is much more famous than these two. So that is definitely Sangfroid's biggest, like, oh, finally, like somebody worthy of stories has entered the chat, so to speak. But and then I like as Kris, it was fun to find out or to hear about Bonnie, just because obvious reasons. But then also to find out that we had actually crossed paths without me knowing it, because Sangfroid did not get out very much when they were traveling. He was staying fairly hidden. So
Yep.
that's funny to just be like, oh, there she was.
Sangfroid is sitting at a total of +4 because you didn't use any of your advantage today, right? So you're maxed at 3.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Other than that, wonderful game, guys. We will play again next Sunday at 7 o'clock. Return to Waterdeep, episode 3, and we can't wait to see you then.
Woo!